Hello, everybody! Welcome to Beyond the Realms, session 61. Not 62, like I said on stories earlier, because I fucked that up. But the thing is, I get it right here for all of you out in the Twitch land. What's up, everybody? Good to be back consistently. Last week, this week, we're back. We're doing it. So good to see you guys in the chat. As always, we are going to kick things off pretty quick because we were chatting and lost track of time. So we will get going very quickly here. But before we do, you know what we've been doing for the last fucking year on this show. You love them. You want them. The Dicecream sponsors, everybody. Got the lovely C4 Labs here, TTRPG accessory company that make amazing dice trays and accessories, and some of them have our awesome freaking logo on them. You can go over to their site, c4labs.com, and check them out. Recently, they sent me this lovely fucking one that I love so much that I've been playing with, little mini version of the Dicecream Mint one over there. It's got holders for all your dice. Very, very cool. So make sure you check them out, and also make sure you check out our awesome dice sponsor, Crit Kits, an awesome dice supplier from the UK. Also has a US shop and has a wide range of hard edge dice, theme dice like Witcher, all kinds of shapes, sizes, and colors for all of your nerdy rolling needs. And they finally released the Be Like a Crow solo TTRPG adventure that they've been working on for a while that hopefully we will be getting our hands on soon, and maybe do like a little solo demo of it, which you're just, the concept is you're a crow in a fantasy land, and that's it. And you have adventures, and I think that's fucking amazing. So hopefully we'll get that going for you guys sometime soon. But as always, thank you to Crit Kit. Thank you, C4 Labs, for supporting little indie D&D projects like ours. And don't forget to use Dicecream15 at checkout to get 15% off your first purchase. I know, it's becoming a bit now, and I like it. I'm sticking with it.
Boiches.
Yeah, Boiches. First it was the Kermit the Frog act, and now it's the okay hammer. Okay, the hammer. All right, Jade's got a hammer. All right, just calm down. I won't do it if you. Okay, it's good. But I'm scared. Put that away. Anyways, guys, so let us do what we've been doing for the past 2 years, everyone. And that is grab your favorite drinks, grab your favorite snacks, sit back, relax, and enjoy as we dive into tonight's session of Beyond the Realms. Last we left off, the party having successfully taken down 2 demon lords and 1 Fey Lord, that being Baal, Baelor, and Reynard, a 2-part fucking dragging out fight that went the distance. Lots of you almost perished, went down, but a few choice strategies raised you from the grave, and you came out on top and victorious. Pretty heavy stop on the way to chase after Gloomwing, of course, your rival in this story, someone who's been running around trying to find Titan relics to resurrect some universe-killing, world-ending beings. For what purpose, you're not too sure yet, but you have been chasing him all over the place. It's taken you to the Feywild, the material plane, and beyond. Currently, you find yourselves in a spot known as the Canyon of Lost Souls, a very hard to find, treacherous mountain maze that has history behind it, seemingly a celestial, a godly being falling down from the sky and hitting this desert, creating this crazy rocky terrain with Gloomwing ahead of you by some pace. You've been trying to hire guides and find your way through this maze that took you to this oasis where you had your fight. Gloomwing still a couple beats ahead of you. At the start of our session, you rested up, had a few choice words with each other on what you're going to do next, and you left it up to Fiend to try to ascertain like what's the best way to to get to where you're going, basically? Were you going to keep chasing after Gloomwing? Were you going to maybe go and start gathering allies for this impending battle that may be coming from Gloomwing? A lot of choice words went back and forth. Some surprising, unexpected events also occurred in your downtime resting in the Oasis, where one of Fiend's rings, particularly the skeleton key gang ring that was on Raynar's hand, started to glow, signifying a communication trying to be connected. And Rhaenyra, being the also curious changeling that you are, snatched it immediately and just put it on, which transported you into a weird limbo-like state where you met a very, very mysterious person sort of hiding in the shadows, hearing a ominous, deep, dark, southern voice that had a conversation with you that at the surface seemed like this person was trying to figure out if maybe you were good enough to be recruited in the Skeleton Key gang, putting forth a concept that if somebody is good enough to take one of us out, they're good enough to be a part of the gang itself. You, disguising yourself as Fiend, talking to this person, try to do your best Fiend impression and give as much sass as the Lord of Shadows would, the King of Fear vibe that you were putting out there. But this person could see through it a bit too quickly, and apparently also had the power to control a little hidden effect within the ring, causing these green tendrils to climb up your arm where you had put on the ring, cause you to have paralysis as they tried to suss out who you really were. And this individual started coming out of the shadows a bit more, revealing bare feet, forearms, hands, wearing this sort of white cloth outfit, tattoos all over them, giant, long, like biker gang beard, and the stub of a cigar glowing out in the darkness as they revealed to be Fiend's father, one of the head higher-up members of the Skeleton Key gang. As you got out of that vision, you explained what you'd seen to Fiend, which he was a bit perplexed as far as he knows, his father, when they last saw each other, wanted to get out of the Skeleton Key gang and didn't want to keep doing this way of life. Seems like something's changed. Upon that, having rests, you decided to use your guide, Neff, the the loyal, loving bodyguard of the Prince of the Fae, who was a very dedicated, loyal knight to the Queen of Night and Magic. But as they try to ascertain where Gloomwing was going, because Neff was hired as a guide, knew the location of where Gloomwing was trying to head to. I believe Fiend used a spell, a teleportation spell.
Correct, the teleport spell.
Teleport spell that had a little degree of, there's a chance the teleport spell might land you right where you need to be, or sometimes it could put you way off course, but rolling fairly high, you only got just a little bit of a ways off from your target, but got there nonetheless, as Neff led you over to the entrance of the rock wall in a maze of rock walls, and seemingly trying to ascertain, like, is there any distinctive marks on this place? Like, how do we know this is going to be the one? Neff had put a couple marks to make sure that he knew where to go, or they knew where to go. And as you looked in the rock wall, it just seemed like a normal, like, Grand Canyon's red sandy wall. And one of you trying to ascertain, like, do we say a phrase? Like, how do we know? And I think it was Ivy, I believe you were the first one that just threw your hand into the wall and it went through, and then all of you were like, oh shit, and then all went through, tumbled down a couple of deep rock steps that there was illusion magic hiding the entrance to this mysterious location, and on you went. You decided to descend down further after sending Neff off to possibly get some pals from the Shadowfells and maybe help out your situation. But as you descended further and further into the rocky chasm, it took you deep down to these subterranean halls and chasms. There were a few forks in the road, kept choosing various paths to take, which ended up leading you to this sort of underwater cenote grotto of sorts, this very large, voluminous cave room with a bright sort of blue-greenish pool resting inside of it, with a bit of a rock pebble beach, a lot of stalactites, stalagmites hanging everywhere, the dripping of water echoing the sounds of these caverns. And noticing something in the corner of your eye, you saw this sort of shadow, this sort of entity hiding behind one of the rocks. And then further inspection, this ooze, plasmoid-like, very, very shy creature emerged, calling themselves Tivix, in a very shy, sort of quieted speech, asked if you were here to save them from the Pride, or were you with the Pride? Not really knowing what that meant, you were just trying to offer your help and be like, hey, we're looking for this person named Gloomwing. Have you seen them? Which they said, yes, they have seen them. Many of his friends fell to Gloomwing and the people that they were with. Further conversing, going back and forth, this Tivix character saying there's gang called a Pride that are hunting us. We're trying to hide from them. If you can help us defeat these things, stop them from hunting us, we'll try to help you, take you to where you need to go to find Glooming and where they're ending up and ultimately trying to go. You not really having too many options, you just said, fuck it, let's see where we're pulling this thread. And Tivix went towards the water and started to expand their bodies so they became just this big, wide sort of platform of sort, this big, wide oval platform for you all to kind of jump on as they floated on top of the water. And as Tivix started to go sort of in the cave a bit more, floating along the water, turning left and right in various very narrow cave hallways, Tivix's body started to expand and like absorb you guys, basically created this sort of like gelatinous bubble around you and then descended down under the water of the deep depths. And as you went through, you couldn't really see anything. The elasticity of Tivix's body makes it a bit hard to see through it. It's not like a glass window. It's very blurry and muddy. But you could see various sea life and entities kind of passing you by. The phosphorescence of the water kind of glowing through his stretchy plastic body. But eventually, you felt the plastic body start to rise as they emerge from the surface break of the water to reveal this large, huge underground village city that was full of various coral buildings, purples and pink lights of bioluminescent mushrooms and plant life, and tons of these plasmoid creatures just running about in their own ecosystem, all various shapes and colors. You saw various assortments of these beings kind of herding what looked like giant beetles that were helping them to build certain buildings. Almost like the sea life from the bottom of wherever you are was starting to emerge and clash with the surrounding environment. And as you all know, Nol Balur, which is the city where they were rumored to be going, and through the research that Ivy that you did in that tomb all a while ago, you know that Nol Balur was on the checklist of things that Glooming is trying to suss out. And Tivix saying he's going to lead you to their leader, their plasmoid savior here called Yarim. And that's where we last left off. So, all of you coming out of the break in the water, you're seeing this just neon trip of a subterranean city before you, of all these strange creatures working simultaneously. You're seeing also like various floating islands also in the distance, amongst the cacophony of all the strange structure. And some of you being a bit familiar with Dwarven architecture, I believe. I think, Tarek, you were the one that's kind of more familiar with Dwarven make.
With what, sorry?
Dwarven history, like architecture, things like that.
I don't believe so, no.
No, okay. I thought maybe there was some point of saying that, but regardless, looking at the structure of the cities, they do seem to have a Dwarven influence. Like you're sort of looking around, you're seeing these sort of coral buildings and coral reefs kind of mashing into the rock, where structures and architectures kind of protruding out from various rock walls and cavern walls, kind of signifying that this may be the lost city, the lost Dwarven city known as Nol Balur, that Ivy that you had researched in those tombs a little while ago. And as you're sort of walking forward, the expansive body of Tivix kind of releases from you as all this light hits you. You're seeing all these strange things. the body of Tivix kind of splurges and scoops back up to his form that we described last session of kind of a skinny, gangly, ooze-like body that's kind of swamp dark green, a little bit of black material that made himself look more like what Fiend was wearing, where he had like a little bit of a suit vest and a little bow tie and little like long strands of spaghetti hair that kind of floated and drooped to the side. It had two little beady eyes that were yellow and orange coloration and little like sort of a jack-o'-lantern smile and various little holes that kind of spreaded up. And their body kind of like stretching, oozing down, kind of scraping in the floor as parts of it kind of droop to the side and then roll back into itself. With all that out of the way, what would you all like to do?
I'm gonna lean over the Tarek and be like, I want one of those beetles.
You know, you didn't even need to tell me.
I
feel
I'm the only reason I'm telling you is if an opportunity arises where I can have one, I will go get one.
Mm-hmm.
So this is more of a, if anybody asks where I am.
Uh-huh.
Right, that's all.
I don't think they will need to ask. I think they'll know.
Mm-hmm.
I could kind of tell when you were leaning over me to whisper something quietly. I knew that was what you were going to say.
Okay.
Can I hear what they're talking
No,
about?
she's not being quiet. Like she's being quiet enough, but not like.
It's up to you. If you're doing it quietly, or do you want to eavesdrop?
If they're being quiet about it, I'll eavesdrop. But if they're not, I'm just gonna.
It's loud enough
casually-
where you'd be able to hear it. Like Farrell's like.
There you go.
After hearing that, Sir Strange casually turns their head and leans over. I miss Sugar Bear.
That have to do with a beetle?
Keep on losing people. We have
Oh.
so many.
So I feel like you're about to argue with me, say I can't have a beetle because we'll lose them too. What if? Hear me out. We name the beetle Sugar Bear. Would that make you feel better?
I think there's already bad connotations with the name. I mean,
It's almost like if someone's not in our immediate group together, that they play like a non-functioning or like a non-purposeful.
almost like a side character, right?
Like you're reading a
Yes.
story and you're making up all these
Almost.
voices in your head.
Yes.
Yes,
and then
Like if this
they
was some sort of
inevitably
game, there would be
die or-
a
Hey,
non-playable
how are you
character,
doing?
you know?
What's up?
Sorry guys, I think we're breaking the fourth wall a bit too
Yeah,
much.
You're right.
Maybe,
Becky.
maybe
Yeah.
they're just not quite as important as the rest of us.
That's
Right,
what
think about
I'm
it that way.
saying.
I feel like a
Yes.
narcissist, actually. Now that I
Yes.
think about it.
Kind of a
I
god
think-
complex, if you would.
No, not the god complex. We're just strengthening Fiend's belief system right now.
Yeah, no, let's stop.
I lean to Tivix. You said the strangers were here. How? Oh, you don't know time. Was it recent? Were they here recently? Soon? Did they leave? I'm trying to gauge of how fast we need to giddy on up
He's
out of here.
rolling dice. Oh no.
Ooh.
And as Tivix is kind of roaming through, you're kind of getting more of a lay of the land of the city, of the strange sort of bioluminescent light around you.
Okay.
You're seeing the people are kind of like the ooze people around you. There's these big coral towers that kind of stretch up far. And that image that I kind of described, how some of them look more like Tivix, a bit more like original Plasmoid looking, and some have like these sort of tendrils that go from their head, and they're wearing like various garments and chitlin beetle armor around their chest and everything. You're seeing like a couple mystics that are up on the coral towers. They're just sitting cross-legged with their hands out and like floating, looking, concentrating on something. And as you ask that to Tivix, I'm just like, I saw them. It was you can see him like trying to find the words to describe an increment of time, but he doesn't seem to understand. Like he doesn't understand the concept of like, I saw them like an hour ago or 30 minutes ago
Dang it.
or 5 minutes
This
ago.
is-
He's just like, I saw them and they were there.
Okay, I
Oh.
think we need to go as quickly as possible since we can't ascertain how quickly they left.
I'm sitting here trying to be like, how far has the sun moved in the
Well, they're
time we've seen
underground,
them?
right?
That's why I was like this, but they're underground. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
never mind.
I think we should go as quickly as possible so that we can beat them. Because if they've been here for at least a day, I mean,
God, Tarek already said that he saw destruction in one of the other caves, so
we should
That
go
was
quickly
recent.
then.
We should.
It's a beautiful place, though.
And you're also hearing, like, as you're going through the communities of these plasmoids people, and like you can tell, like some of the dwarven architecture is pretty run down, almost like the plant life. Like it seemed like at one point maybe this had been submerged in water and then like it's been drained of it. So you're kind of seeing like the coral reefs from the ground sort of climbing up and intersecting into the various rock walls and into the buildings and things like that.
Like actually water drains?
No. Like the
Okay, I was like,
no. The water doesn't drain. Just saying, like the imagery of this city
I see.
that you're in, like it, like because of the coral reefs kind of coming from the ground and like attaching itself to various buildings and rock walls, you get the feeling that maybe at one point this city was submerged underwater.
I see.
And has
I
now,
see.
over the thousands of years, like it's gone down to a reasonable level.
I just remembered we have a secondary fiend with us. What the fuck?
yes, we do.
His name is Fiend Beta. Beta
Right.
Fiend, if you will.
But we also have the mushroom fiend. It's like a whole
You-
thing.
okay, but that's mini fiend.
Yes, but
Mini
Beta's
Fiend.
useful.
I
am Excuse not me. Mini
Fiend. I am every bit as good.
Wait, is Mini Fiend still with us?
Yeah, I have mini
I
fiend.
forgot all about Mini
Yeah,
Fiend.
mini fiend. He is also a very useful.
Fiend
little
sent
mushroom.
30 of his minions out to find Loki, and then he took one.
Yes, but I still have my mini mushroom boy
Okay.
because
I
he
can
gave
picture
us
that
a
you're-
resource.
Your mini mushroom voice, like in some sort of pouch. It's like,
Yeah, no, he's currently with me, and then
Wow.
he gave him a teacup as a shield, a teacup
Oh,
like
Teacup lid as a
Sausage.
shield, and then like a fork.
as a spear.
Wait,
so
wait,
he is
Farrell.
armed.
Farrell, if you're gonna take one of the beetles, Mini Fiend could ride the beetle.
But I also want to ride the beetle.
Okay. I think we need to kind of circle back to this when we have, not
Right,
world-ending
yes, sorry.
god issues happening.
I think that would be a good idea. I'm also gonna pick up some mushroom as I'm walking.
I have a question.
Yes,
Just refresh me. The person that's like guiding us, what's their name?
Tivix.
Tivix. And Tivix can hear all of this, correct?
He's kind of like walking a bit forward in pace from you. His like long, droopy, like liquidy arms and appendages kind of sliding against the ground as he's just walking. So
I will move in pace to get close with Tivix just so that I'm ahead from all of this.
You don't want to join me in foraging for mushrooms? What's wrong with you?
Bad times with mushrooms.
I would like to pick some of the bioluminescent mushrooms.
yeah, so make me just do a nature check.
Okay, I was about to say, do you
I
want
thought you were going to say
survival?
Constitution saving throw. I was waiting for
well,
it.
that's why I was like, do you want survival? What do you want?
You monster! You're a bad
That's not great, but it's fine for a first roll. That's a 14.
14. So looking at these various fungi and mushrooms, you do get a bit of an arcane sense to them.
Ooh.
There is a weird ecosystem going on, and you two can kind of see because there's big, giant sort of rock and coral pillars where you see these various sort of Twi'leks-looking plasmoid creatures in like these robes made of like random material, probably something close to like a hemp-like material that's found underground. Some have staffs by their side, their body kind of molding into what looks like more like tendrils, like octopus tentacle for bottom. And you see them kind of almost like Play-Doh, like the various tendrils like wrapped into each other. So they look like they're sitting cross-legged with these robes kind of hanging down low. And they're just sitting their hands out, their eyes closed, concentrating. And there's this sort of vibration that you can kind of feel from those towers. And it's kind of radiating throughout this whole place. And you can kind of see that the plant life itself is kind of vibrating in tandem to like the pulses coming from those towers. But as you kind of like look at it and pick it up, very much has that kind of bioluminescence feel to it, where like you look at it at one angle and it's kind of like brighter neon blue on the top and has a sort of pink coloration on the bottom, and then you kind of turn around a corner and the sheen changes its coloration. But you do get like a bit of a vibe from it as you start to pick it up.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in my bag.
Okay. So go
I'm
put it
just
in your
gonna-
bag.
I'm gonna glance over at Tarek and be like, "Hey, look, glowing mushrooms," and put it in my bag. This is the last glowing mushroom.
I could see it when it was on the ground. You hadn't picked it, but all right, sure.
Well, the last time it was glowing mushrooms, you all wouldn't let me have them because they were attacking us.
They were more strobing and
That's
hurting
they
us.
did
These
strobe.
seem
They
like harmless
quite
mushrooms.
literally were about to kill us.
I
Hmm.
would have figured it out. It's fine.
I think, Tivix, could you please take us where we need to go?
Pearl's putting this mushroom in her bag.
Yes, Tivix. Yes, we're going. Follow me. We're getting there. We're
I just open my bag and look at Mini Fiend. Don't eat the mushroom. I
Oh,
close it.
cannibalism.
And as you're going through the sort of central city,
Cannibalism.
you're kind of seeing buildings and huts and makeshift homes, various groupings of plasmoids. Some have like little like kid plasmoids and like family, like looks like family arrangements around here. Some are working with the beetles to like build and improve upon some of the structures of the city here. Other groupings are look like they're sort of like gatherers, like hunter-gatherer situations. So they're like got sort of bowls of various plant life, insects and things like that. And you see like an array of them all in a row, breaking things with bowls and like utensils and creating this sort of gray paste that smells a bit odd. It doesn't smell very appealing, kind of like an old like musty smell to it. But you see some families like have like little bowls of this gray paste, and there's like just slurping it through the plasmoids' bodies, feeding it to the beetles like pets. And there's some that are like makeshift merchant stalls, but there's no money being exchanged. It very much has like almost a tribalistic sort of sense to it, where you see like groupings of plasmoids like looking like there's like maybe like a sharpened stick for a staff that they're like one sort of inspecting to like trade for like plant life or insects or other like food sources, things like that. But it's pretty vast, and the coloration around the walls, it's very, very beautiful, with the pinks and the purples sort of being illuminated by all various plant life that's stuck into the top of the rock walls and the ceilings, until eventually you start turning around and going towards a more central, bigger structure. Kind of in the entrance that you went to, sort of come up by the water, there's the sort of rock bed here, and this giant sort of domed city with rock buildings all over the place, and you kind of start to swap your way through the middle, and you see this fairly large and tall building on the opposite side of where you are, and it kind of looks like, how to describe this, very sort of blocky structure. So like there's like a thin sort of column that starts at the front, and then like a giant sort of square in the middle, and then another giant square at the top that has these sort of parapets on the top of it. It looks almost like a castle tower, but it's like skinny at the top for some reason, and then goes larger and larger as it grows. And there's a little smokestack at the top, and this like vibrant aqua green flame is burning out of it. As Tivix is starting to lead you to the entrance of like the front door of the skinny part of the tower.
Tivix, I just have a few questions for you.
Oh, yes, you do.
Why is it built like that?
Wow. I don't exactly know. I know that this place is the birthplace of our people, and the buildings here were here long before we were.
Right. Good. Farrell, could you talk to Tivix for just a second as she's like going back in the group?
To talk to Tivix. Hi, Tivix.
Yes. Oh my
As
God.
I walk forward.
And she's gonna lean back to kind of have like Fiend Prime and Strange and like Tarek all huddled around. think hey guys, hey, so we don't think that if we take this item away that these people will stop generating or living, right? This is quietly done, by the way. I'm being very hush-hush.
I don't.
Technically, you all still have to pass the trace up just so that we remember that part.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Right, because what they just said, that feels bad. Feels like it could be bad. You know? Do you know what I mean?
That.
Because we didn't tell them what we were here for. We just said we were here to stop the bad
That could be a
people.
possibility.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe we should meet with this savior of this first. We might get a better idea if that is true. That could create a problem.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's best that the least I know, the more functional I can be. Because when I start to learn things, it makes it a lot harder for me. Do you know?
Right.
If I'm being honest with you, if he's being honest with you, if we're being honest with you, you can break a few eggs to make an omelet in saving the world, right?
No.
Fiend, we're not cooking right now. What is this?
These are actual
It's a
people
woke
with
thing.
sentient minds.
These are people?
Well, they're things with sentient minds, with feelings and generational wealth that they pour out on their future kin.
And like
You
Fiend,
can see she's like meshing her hands as she's thinking about this.
Me and Tivix are having a lively conversation about mushrooms.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Fiend Beta kind of looks over to you, Fiend Prime, and is like, well, if there's something we've learned since our travels here with our friends, if I may be so bold, and like Fiend Beta is like talking to you all like you've known each other forever, and he has this weirdly like uncomfortable relations with you.
This is what she looks
Tarek
like.
and Ramira are making the same face, just a.
And we've all spent quite a lot of time together, and in that time, if we noticed anything, it's that oozing entities are not to be judged by a book's cover. Just saying.
I have known you all of about 3
One
hours.
day. Yeah, it's been about a day.
Yeah, no blacks suck.
Okay, keep your voice down. You don't have
Just
to.
saying.
Also.
It's
These
pretty
are
bad the
bad.
last time we met people that looked like the inside of an eggshell.
They're not the
Okay,
same.
that's not. They're not the same. Fiend.
Stereotypical bullshit. I'm talking
That's-
about these people in another fucking way.
It just feels like their existence was caused by an item that could bring about the end of the world.
And sorry, Jade, you had your hand up there.
Oh, because I'm thinking at this point, with what's happening, Pharaoh's just taking the lead. Saoirse just sort of falling behind, listening to the conversation intently, not saying anything. I mean, like, Saoirse hasn't said a lot of words, but at the mention of, like, you know, consequences and this could potentially ruin, like, an actual civilization, Saoirse just looks.
Oh, I hate you. I hate you so much.
Nods and keeps going.
See, this, I can't. Hey, all right, listen. Hey, listen. Oh my god. And she turns to Fiend Prime. You are going to make me pull out my hair so I can regrow it again and do that again. Do you
Right.
understand the positions you keep putting me in?
Uncomfortable ones.
Deeply uncomfortable. And she's like, I don't. You know what? Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Maybe we should meet their Messiah.
But what if they? You know what? You're right. Let me stop now. She turns back towards the front of the group and she's like, stupid morals and your stupidness. And she's like walking after the rest of them.
So Tivix, what exactly do you use this mushroom for?
The Arcash, we use it for many things. We use it for sustenance. We use it to help imbue our connection with our home, and we use it to help us defend our home as well. If you notice up there, and it's like their drooping oozy hand just kind of like Goes, if you notice, up over there. And he points up as these like floating, much more put together ooze-like entities with those tendrils behind them are floating. That helps us stay hidden from the rest of the known world.
Oh.
We tried to live in harmony with the rest of things down here, but once the pride started coming, and started taking us one by one, we could no longer be one with other entities, and we had to stay hidden. And those mystics up above, they're there day and night to help us stay hidden from the rest.
That's very interesting. I mean, these mushrooms are very interesting. They must have a lot of properties since that's all you're doing with them.
We use them for spirit journeys and guides as well. Help us guide us to where we should go next to reconnect with the old gods.
The old gods? Do you believe in multiple?
From what is known and what has been told, we, the Achaidh, were born from a great cataclysm. Entity from above came down, sacrificed itself to give us life.
Oh.
We pray to this person every day to make sure that their guiding words and inspiring actions will carry on our existence and protect us from the evils outside of these rock walls.
Interesting.
What?
Very interesting.
What do you call this great deity? Do they have a name?
I think our leader should explain it more.
Sure. You've been very helpful to me. Thank you.
No problem. So
Farrell's like glanced
see
back to
their,
the rest
like-
of the group like shit.
You can see Ramira being like this as she walks. She's like massaging her temples and she's like, "Not
Shit.
again."
Farrell has no idea what
Doing
went on back there. She's just like,
Just
Tivik,
stone
like,
faced. Just
is
like
talking to you.
thinking about this.
Tivik, you see, Pharaoh, you see Tivik's talking to you like, it's okay. No, it's all good. And just like saying a phrase that like is foreign to them, and then their body, like their head kind of like twists counterclockwise. So like not like, but like turns this way till it twists around to look back at all of you, and you see their like beady yellow, orange eyes and their jack-o'-lantern face smile as they turn like this and just go and make kind of a droopy like thumbs up. Jade.
After hearing all of this, Sir Strange, unfazed by everything, a little bit of a smirk. So, this might have been asked already, but tell me about this leader of yours.
Oh, the Yarin? Oh, what would you like to know?
What are they like?
Oh, they're very, very wise. They know more about the history of the Achaidh than anyone else. They're one of the first beings that came from the Great Cataclysm.
do
They have
they
been protecting our lore and our history for many generations and has helped us to stay healthy and thriving. It was their guidance and their knowledge that they helped to build the armaments of the Arcane to protect ourselves from the Pride's fall.
do they look like you?
They are much too advanced and extreme to look like one such as myself. They have a much more sturdier the body is, it's something to be beholden. Its
Do they look
coloration
like us?
is... What's that?
Oh, she tries to like calm herself. She's like, oh, now I know why people don't like it when I do it. Do they look like us, or what could you liken them to? Ramir's like sweating at this point as she's like thinking about what they could possibly be.
No, they don't look like you. It's been some... We tend to not invite people outside of our walls, but they certainly do not look like you. They have a white, golden sheen about their viscous, and they have dark red accrements, and it's a sight to behold. It's me explaining it won't do it justice at all.
We are looking forward to meeting them.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be really good.
And we are very grateful that you have invited us outsiders into your city.
Entirely grateful.
With you able to helping us defeat the Pride, I'm sure Yareen would be grateful, and we can finally stop living in fear and hiding in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, 100%.
As you're getting closer to this central building, you're starting to hear this sort of strange haunting music that's starting to come.
Oh no, not the music change, Kevin, not the music change.
From that sort of large structure. And as you're getting closer, the city and the middle is starting to part ways into much more of a abject clearing, as the sort of living village around these big, huge, intimidating structures carved into the walls start to clear out. And as the rock floor kind of becomes a bit more barren, you see these large, imposing facial structures embedded into the rock wall that you hadn't seen before, that very much look like their details have long since been sanded down over time, but they look like the structures of dwarven make, like these big sort of angular faces with big chunky beards that sort of careen down, the features of which are hard to sort of ascertain, but you see like a fairly big brow that kind of comes down angularly, eyes that look like they're shut with eyelids closed, sort of handlebarred beards kind of coming down on these big sort of noses, no hair coming out from them, but through the building that you're getting close to, that sort of column that becomes skinny and then enlarges itself. The middle structure has sort of bits of ocean water kind of pouring out from it, so that bioluminescent blue and green coloration sort of rivering down and kind of making its way through two sort of canals that go out to the watered body surrounding the city. And as you're getting closer to the central building, you're noticing these sort of haunting sort of whistles and howls of sorts coming from inside of the rock caverns in the wall, almost like whistling winds, and a bit of a tribal beat of drums kind of. And as you start to make your way closer to the central building, there is a bit of just an open doorway that's just sort of standing agape. And as Tivik sort of leads you over, you start to also see a bit more detail into the floating islands that are kind of just standing there, or floating there, I should say, in various places in this open cavern. And the floating islands, seemingly Achaidh using a combination of arcane and magic of the mind, are keeping these things afloat. And you see that some of them that hover throughout the caverns seem to house a lot of the main hives of the builder beetles themselves. So you're seeing like clusterations of the beetles sort of going in through certain holes in the floating rocks and crawling all out. And there seems to be plasmoids that are kind of like their shepherds, their herders, like feeding them and keeping some like in order and aligned. Others seem to have various uses, including like land for growing the plants and raising some animal life to sustain the plasmoids. Some housing what might look like laboratories of sorts, but not in a scientific way. More in a more, tribalistic kind of way, where there's sort of arcane experiments maybe being done. Some have just been general housing for the populace, that kind of thing. And as you start to make your way closer and closer to this empty gateway, what would you like to do? Still following forward? Yeah, Jade?
As again, I don't know, for some reason, Sir Strange's smirk just turns into a grin and gets wider and wider. What was his name again? Tizix or Tivix? Tivix. Tivix.
Yes?
This Yarin, so wise. Would you say they're strong as well?
Oh, strong. I've never seen them in combat. They have a much more of a guiding nature of philosophy and leadership. So we do have some warriors on hand to help defend our city from various situations, but Yarin usually is not involved in those. It's way too important to be thrown in such destructive lines.
Interesting. Thank you.
I'm going to continue to follow.
Farrell's very curious about what this deity is.
Deity.
Hey.
I feel like Ramirez gonna give a look to Strange, like, I get it, okay. I understand. I get it.
And as you're all sort of marching forward to the open doorway, there's various sort of that blue flame that's sort of coming from that parapet at the top. That sort of same coloration is starting to sort of come forth from the open area as you're going forward. You can kind of see that the lights kind of come in combination from the bioluminescent light being lit up along this sort of giant cenote that you're in to a bright aqua greenish coloration from various arcane flames that are atop various holes and what used to be like torch hanging placements. As you're going through Fiend Beta, kind of wherever they are in the lineup, kind of is taking a couple steps back, then you guys kind of go forward so they can kind of come shoulder to shoulder with Fiend Prime. And Fiend, as your simulacrum copy starts to approach you, original 1 of 30 comes over. All right. So, just putting this out there.
Right.
What are the chances we could use these people for our benefit?
Using people for their benefit is kind of what we do.
Exactly. But if this savior turns out to be maybe a bit of a wild joker in the deck, I wouldn't be too mad if there was, a replacement savior. Somebody who could lead these people and possibly call them to arms if something were to go sideways.
Like a beta fiend.
Exactly.
Interesting point. We
I'll
make
be-
an interesting point, Fiend.
I mean, Fiend. It's not a bad idea. I mean, you
Can any of us hear this?
he's saying it very hush-hush, but you're welcome to eavesdrop if you want.
This
Absolutely.
is Fiend talking
Yes.
to Fiend, but I'm at the front and I don't care what Fiend's doing.
I was about to say, I'm purposefully not listening. I got 99 problems and a
I
fiend.
was
will
going to
not be
say,
one.
if you see
What are you
two
talking
fiends
about?
talking to each other, it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Saf, that's because you don't have 99 problems, you have 30 and they're all Fiend.
I know. I'm trying
True.
not to think about them. That's future me's problem.
That's future everyone's problem.
I'm
Do you want me
so
to roll for
smug
it,
right now.
or-
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna eat my chips real quick.
Is that Tarek? What'd you get?
You want me to roll for it? Okay, cool.
Yeah, perception.
I don't hear shit. Natural 1.
Natural 20.
Oh,
So they are.
Oh,
Yeah.
it even carries on to the beta fiend.
God damn it.
So he's just you're just hearing this sort of mumbling of Fiend's gravelly voice times 2 of the.
Whatever bad idea you're having, stop it.
It's-
Just say that.
When do I ever come up with bad ideas?
I only save our ass more times than anyone else, but that's just me.
Right.
And so you start to go through the entrance.
I hate this so much.
I love playing Fiend.
It's so
So,
good. It's so good. Ben loves it. Tarek hates it.
so going through the empty archway, you start to descend or advance forward into this abandoned dwarven city structure. Very much Mines of Moria feel. There's just over so much time, any details of the architecture has just been sanded down. But you do see various designs that are akin to what a dwarven city would be. Lots of dust, lots of decay. A lot of the rock walls on the side have just been kind of broken down and fallen, except you can't really see the designs too well. It very much looks like it's been sanded over a bit. And it's very like echoey as each step kind of comes into solid stone. The clacking of your heels just echoes throughout the various stone shapes and walls. There doesn't seem to be any other plasmoids in here. You can just see various bright blue and aqua green coloration of flames sort of on different torch lights as Tivix starts to make his way up to this very large stairwell that just kind of goes up, stone stairwell. It gets a little bit darker as the light from the torches kind of leave you. You most of you having dark vision, everything kind of see things in a grayscale, but Tivix goes up to the stairwell here and is like, "Oh, let me just stand back a little bit. I'll just light the way a little." And he puts his sort of droopy ooze arms up like this and just lays them down on the banister of the stairs, and you just see his ooze arms just sort of expand to the very top, and then this arcane fire just lights up from his arms, much like sort of lighting like a gelatin sort of liquid, and that the flames are akin to the arcane flames on the torches on the walls and everything. So all this sort of like bright blue and aqua green light just sort of illuminates the rock building inside and sort of lights your way to go up the stairs. But he's just standing there at the bottom, waiting for you guys to kind of pass him first.
I go by.
I'll walk on by.
Okay.
Thank you, Tivix.
It's no problem. You can see okay up there?
I think so.
Okay. Just watch your step. It's very
My
steep.
special eyes can see.
It's very steep stairs going upstairs. Take one step at a time.
Okay.
And as the rest of you, I'm guessing the rest of you just go past forward.
I'll be the last one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna still keep going. She's so far in her head right now that she's playing like 4D chess in her own mind of like how she's gonna continue her process should anything be undue.
Okay. So one by one, you're going up the stairs. Fiend Prime, Fiend Beta, and Sir Strange. You're kind of like taking a few steps, still having this quizzical sort of look about you, asking questions, and like keeping one eye open, kind of thing. And as you're the last one to kind of come towards Tivix, his ooze body kind of arches up like this to like let you go through.
As we're like proceeding up, can I make an Arcana check if I like notice anything that's off?
Arcana check?
Yeah.
Arcana wise? Okay. Yeah, sure. Make one.
Everybody else in the party just lights up. That's all you see.
27.
27. So noticing Tivix, nothing that seems shisty or out of the well, like this whole grouping of people is very out of the ordinary. The fact that these ooze-like entities are existing you've only had contact with a few other ooze-like entities in your time, that being like oblexes and things like that. But this seems to be a whole different thing altogether. And the ability for this being to kind of manipulate its body and also give it light is also a feature that you've never seen in an ooze-like thing before. So whatever magic is going on here, it's not one that you're very familiar with. And Tivix just seems to be just just going through the motions. Doesn't seem like there's an ulterior motive. He just seems very happy to have you all here and that you're going to be possibly helping his people, and he's stoked to show you who the leader is.
Helping.
Okay. So you go through Tivix and start going up the wall, or up the stairs. As you guys get to the top of the banister, start to take a bit of a right as it goes up to another floor. As Tivix's body starts to come sort of sliding up the stairs to you, as the arms they're outstretched, they just kind of come back to the original form as he just sort of glides his way up the stairs, and the rest of his arms kind of become connected to his body again. And then you see the top of his head, the sort of spaghetti hair, start to gleam and glow in that same sort of bright blue and aqua green coloration to kind of give the sort of bioluminescent light. He's like, all right, follow me down up here. And leads you through a couple long, dark, stony corridors that have no lights in them whatsoever. Your feet are clunking and shifting against sort of sand and rock as they shift and move down these echoing clunks of your heels to boots. And the slight slither of Tivix and the mucky sounds of his ooze body just sliding through to eventually go up another flight of stairs. Same thing, he'll put his arms out, light the way for you guys to be able to see where you're going. And the top, the more it goes up to the top, the darker it seems to get. Until eventually you come to the top where that skinny corridor is kind of going up, and then that large sort of blocky cube-like structure seems to come into full view as this large, huge, stony room suddenly expands to you as you go through a doorway, and it overlooks the sort of windows at the other side. You can see the purple light shining through it, overlooking the city. And this seems to have been a throne room for whatever dwarven, leader royal led this city back in its time. There's a giant throne that's just, again, like sanded down with detail, laid in the center of the room. The various sort of stone tapestries of some dwarven history are kind of etched into the rock walls and the stone walls here. Again, a bit sanded, hard to make out some details. And then you just see at the other end of the room with that bioluminescent light sort of shining through, you see this silhouette of a plasmoid. This one having a different coloration than the others you've seen. Tivix being more of like a dark swampy green with accents of black. That's kind of a little bit murky and transparent. Others you've seen that have kind of like these tendrils coming from the side, and sort of like, I'm trying to describe, sort of like they look like makeshift tentacles as like fingers, but like no hands, just like various spaghetti-like tendrils that kind of just come back into the wrist. And the bottom layer looking like bigger tentacles that kind of slide them through. But their skins were more like dark blue or bright green, in like shades in between. This one, though, seems to have a white coloration to them. Having this sort of like bulbous oval head at the top and this sort of like sheen of a dark red, you're not sure if it's bone or if it's stone or a gem, but this sort of red oval shining surface is sort of landed in the top of their white ooze form. They have kind of like an angular face that kind of comes down here as they kind of turn around and look over to you. They have two eyes here. They're a bit yellow and orange that have like pupils and things, and they have a third eye right up here that's closed at the moment. The two eyes are kind of just like staring at you. They don't appear to have a mouth their angular face has almost like a bone-like structure to it, where it has like looks like what's high cheekbones, and the bottom part is kind of angular down. And they have what looks to be like little like slits that are here, kind of that go up like this in an upward angular direction, almost like an air vent of sorts. Two tentacles kind of coming down past what looks like shoulders that kind of start off white and then they go into a dark red at the bottom. They're wearing, again, this robe that looks like it's stitched from some sort of local hemp, some sort of cotton-like material that maybe they've been able to source down here in the underground caverns. And it kind of comes down like across with a bit of a lighter, like an aqua green coloration and this lighter blue sash that's kind of tying it around. And then it kind of droops down, is a bit tattered at the bottom. And they're holding in their hand, like the tendrils are coming out of their wrist are red as well. And then the bigger sort of tentacle tendrils that are the bottom half of their body kind of start off a bit off-white and then come down to a dark red coloration as well. And they seem to be holding what looks like kind of a combination between like a gaffy stick and a glaive that looks like it was made out of the chitlin of the beetles that you saw earlier. So it has this kind of pearlescent sort of sheen to it where like the light hits it's a bit dark blue, the light hits it again, it's a bit awkward green. And the top of it has this sort of ball with spikes on it. And then it kind of comes down, it's kind of jagged with a couple of like sharp hooks kind of tendriling out of it. And at the bottom seems to be this curled blade that kind of just comes down like kind of like a half scimitar almost at the end. And as this entity has their sort of glaive, staff, club in hand, just looks over to you all. Tidix, what have you brought me?
Oh, Yarin, I don't know if any of that, if any of the locals had given you word yet. These visitors, they might be able to help us with the pride. They might also be able to help avenge some of our fallen from those other dastardly people that recently came through our rock walls.
Yeah, you. And then Tivix kind of just looks over at all of you. Is like,
please say hello. This is Yarin. This is the leader of the Achaidh.
It is an honor to meet you.
and these tendrils at the bottom, they're kind of like, again, like multiple tentacles that kind of start to almost join together to make one snake-like looking sort of body part. As he starts to move, the whole bottom half just molds into each other and creates like one cylindrical serpentine-like bottom half. And then you just see the bottom half just start to slide and slither towards you at a fairly like slow pace.
Okay.
As Urine starts to get closer with his spiked sort of club staff in hand, and the tendrils kind of flopping around, and the neck part of him is fairly long and angular, and he gets like to a bit of a good maybe like 20 feet from you, and then the elongated neck just goes and just comes like this close to you.
As we're like right here.
Yeah. And the third and the third eye opens up.
Farrell's standing there very jokingly, but is like also ready to fight. I think he likes you, Tarek.
Yeah, apparently so. I'm sorry, which eye am I supposed to look at?
Farrell face bombs.
Awkwardly looks between the three.
Nice.
Pick an eye.
Just every so often just goes like
Is it blinking
Is
outside
that the
of a
only
normal
one
blink?
that blinks?
Oh my
The other
god.
two are not closed at all. They're just constantly open, and this
Oh no!
I feel
starts
like
to shut and blink. But he looks at you. He's like, "Nice to meet you, Tarek." The neck goes from you.
I said your name. Don't forget.
Okay, okay.
I said your name.
It's just like, ow.
The neck goes from you and slides over to you, Farrell. The eye. Farrell.
Hi.
Oh.
Very pretty eyes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm to think in my head. Penis.
This sort of Mr. Fantastic elongated neck is kind of just be like Tarek, the first one to talk, and it just uncomfortably gets close to you, then kind of going like face to face with all of you as it goes over to you, Ramira.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Ramira.
That the name you wish me to refer to you as?
Can I? What does that mean, Kevin? Me,
Ooh.
Saf? What does that mean, Kevin?
It means that maybe at one point you maybe had a different name.
Oh,
I don't like that.
I don't like this at
I don't
all.
like
Ew.
How does he know our names?
Farrell at that
I
point.
knew that was
Farrell,
sus.
as soon as she hears that, is like, woo, red alert.
Yes, that is the name I gave you. Ooh, I'm on edge. This is scary. I don't like it.
Goes over to Fiend Prime and
one?
Fiend Beta,
Which one?
and like the two of your heads are kind of like here, and his head is going.
Hello.
And he doesn't say anything to you. And just moves over
Rude.
and looks at Sir Strange. The eye blinks a couple more times. And it's a weird, uncomfortable silence. Whatever.
Strange is like dead stare. Like not murder stare, but more of like, I think I know what you are.
And he looks at you and says, "Rest easy, friend. You don't have to have your guard up here. We are friends. Allies. Are we not?"
Strange smiles. Glances at the party. Glances at someone specifically at the party. Of course.
Now, are you being truthful?
Truthful, yes. But also, just so for connotation, from what Strange is showing is they're being very like, I told you so. Like, it's not like I'm gonna betray you. It's like, I told you so.
So, as this happens, the elongated neck slinks back into Yarin's body. So, Tifix here has said that you are going to help us with our pride problem.
Well, we'd like to hear a little more about that problem. But I think we're open to helping you, depending on what you need.
Tifix, that will be all, my friend. You may go back to your duties, back into the city. We will call for you when it is needed.
And Tivix just looks at you.
Yes, Yarin, yes. Thank you, friends. I will be seeing you soon.
Thank you, Tivix.
No problem.
And it's like goopy, voluminous body sort of doesn't go back through the doorway, but moves forward past you. And he just slithers and slinks his way over to the various open windows that Yarin was standing at. And you see his body just like a big part of it just goes out the window and slides down the building side.
Silent note in Tarek's head. Cool. The window is a quicker exit. Got it.
So. An exchange, then?
I think that depends on what you're going to ask of us.
Well,
It has to be a fair exchange.
I can see that you're not too sure of where you are. You are having thoughts of many, many different directions. Some of you want to do as you were told. You want to help us. Some of you seem to want to take us over.
And looks over at Fiend Beta.
Beryl has no idea of the conversation that happened, nor that there was a conversation. She's just like, glance. Shit.
Roads left untraveled and such. Always have to have backup plans.
Ramira?
As the creature basically admits to reading their thoughts, if anyone is looking at Ramira, they notice that she's like all of a sudden locked up in her joints and her hands are shaking just a little bit as she starts to think about the beginning of their journey with all the fun mind reading she had to deal with. So her hands start to sweat and she locks up, and you can tell that fight or flight needle is starting to lean closer to fight by the second as she keeps hearing more information.
Sir Strange.
Strange is probably watching for the snarkiness, but notices and keeps eye contact with what's his name? I forgot. I was gonna call him Squidward, but Yari. Yarin.
Yarin, yeah.
Yarin. Keep eye contact with Yarin. Sort of like lower their guard in terms of like their walk and their step, and I mean they sort of established that Yarin can read minds, but they're gonna walk closer to Ramira, but not enough to like startle her, but just to be next to her.
And as Yarin is kind of, starting to be more open about, like you said, kind of putting two and two together, that thoughts are being read, intentions are being pulled from your minds that you were not prepared for.
So I have to ask you, do you truly want to help the Achaidh? Do you truly want to help us stave off extinction? Or are you here to take our hospitality rudely and impose your surface-dwelling will onto us?
Sir Strange.
Sir Strange pauses. Admittedly, at first, coming down here, we had the intention of taking out an enemy of ours. No, not just ours, but to the world itself. But as far as I see it, our goals align, with a little bit of added the pride. But you have an enemy in Gloomwing. We have an enemy in Gloomwing. And the world is in danger because of that. If we don't stop Gloomwing, we all face extinction. I don't speak for everyone here, but I do speak for myself when I say, if it gets it done, it gets it done.
Make a persuasion roll.
Fucker, god damn it. Let me roll.
I like it.
Oh, well, now that's... What's my persuasion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's 21.
Oh, so high.
Oh, so high. Let's see what
Paladin
Nice.
stuff.
Depends what Kevin
Paladins,
rolls.
right?
So you say this to Yareen, who looks at you, their staff held in hand, their one arm behind their back. Taking their words into account. And starts to slink away from you, taking their position back towards the window.
No Belur sat in its own dust and debris for thousands of years after the few survivors of the dwarven clan that built it were lost to history. That clan was all but wiped out by the beings you know to be mind flayers. This caused the cavern itself to crush much of the dwarven city, and those that survived were hunted down by their minions. And dwarves were put through terrible tortures and experiments as they carried out their mysterious events. But this was long before we arrived. For you are chasing after one who would bring about the resurrection of the old ones. And we, the Achaidh, we are its very descendants. The leftovers from a crash long since gone. And just kind of stares out into the open light of the purple and the pink, the bioluminescent outside. Those that survived these atrocities were hunted down and turned into their own kind. But us, as fragments of Knoll started to emerge from the crash site of the old one rocketing down from the heavens, and it was from his life that we were born, sent into this underworld at the end of that divine war. We found what the mind flayers called the Web of Razors. Long since abandoned, since they were exiled to some prison plane. Much of that city had been looted throughout the many long years since the flayers' disappearance, but some of their technology remained. And us, the Achaidh, as we grew smarter and gained more of a sentience, using strange portals to use them to move vast distances throughout other ruins. And it was I, the one who remained in the web, found these ruins and used it to house my children, the Achaidh. Over the years, we have made pilgrimages to try to go back into the web of razors, but some become infected. Strange sickness takes them hold, causing them to become unintelligible, become something in time that we don't understand. Some who come back can be restored to a normal state or some semblance of it, but it was then that we gained strange abilities, however, what we call magic of the mind. Yet we have no connection to the weave of magic that you would gain your sources from. Comes from someplace else. Some fantastical realm that we hope one day we can reunite with again. It was with this arcane power that we can control the beetles that you see that help us keep this institution working. And more astoundingly, we can shape their armor to whatever we like. But it is here that we have made our home. And it was here that the hunting began. Strange beings of light chasing us one by one, ending our lives. We do not know why they want us dead. We do not know why they want us extinguished. But they are persistent. They are everlasting. And it is within these walls that we have hidden ourselves with our abilities from them for quite some time. And through hiding our identities from all is the only way that we can be safe. But I no longer want to hide my people from everything. I want them to be able to be free down here. And every time we explore further into the ruins, they appear.
Hey. Pride.
And we have found a way. We know where they come from. The birthplace of their arrival. We know where it is. And if any of us go anywhere near outside our walls, they return, hunting, waiting. You are searching for this one you call Gloomwing, which if he has found his locations favorable down here, I have no doubt that it has some connection with our old one, seeking power that doesn't belong to them. Sir Strange.
Was sorry, hard name to memorize. Yareen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sir Strange pauses. I know the feeling. Simply trying to survive and exist, only to find that you are threatened. And the fear of losing it all. Oh, I understand very well. And I am in the current mindset to do whatever it takes to ensure that never happens again. Your people and my own share something similar. And as you say it, if our goals align, I will see to it that it is done.
As Yoreen is kind of looking out the window, the purple and pink light illuminating her white, liquidy face. Those two yellow eyes still open, never closing. The third eye blinking ever so slightly. He will try to release them. Many have tried, many have not survived. This one is different. He has done something to himself. He is preparing himself for something. And if he wishes to have the old gods be reborn, he must consume their flesh.
Can you tell us what exactly is hunting you?
I do not leave these grounds, for it is my connection with my children that leads them to be able to sustain the power to keep this place hidden from all. What my children have described to me: blinding golden light, their screams, and then silence. You do this. If you help to ascertain the security of my children and our everlasting existence, I will take you to where he is going. For he is probably trying to find the resting place of Null. And if you would like to get there before he does, I suggest you act quickly.
Well, yes, we shall.
So this is an ultimatum that you're giving us with no information other than what you've given us on our enemies.
Yes, the world above may be in jeopardy, but down here, as long as there are no threats, we are safe.
You can see her digging her own nails into the palms of her hands as she just listens to this individual talk to her.
We are not strong enough to take care of this monster, these entities, on our own. And if one of our people is followed, if one of them is led back here, my people will be extinguished, and I cannot let that happen. Looking at you all, you have all done things that are commendable and to be proud, and some that are unforgivable. I cannot let that indecision, I will not let my people die for indecision. I need you to take hold of the good people that you are. You do not want to see life ended. You want to see it protected. You want to see it live on.
You need us. You should remember that.
And you need me. Go on if you'd like. Chase after your adversary with no guide and no will.
see what happens when you get lost in the hallways of Noble-er, and God help you if you find yourself in the web of razors. There are many horrific experiments that the Flares had that still run rampant down there, and I would be very, very unhappy to learn that a colony has been restructured and reborn because of your unwillingness to trust others. I am not your enemy. I am simply trying to protect my people.
May we have a moment to confer?
He just slithers over to the window.
Kind of take a few steps back and kind of gesture to everyone to kind of follow and
Will that matter since they're
gather
listening to
some
our
group,
thoughts?
Group huddle. Group huddle.
It's fine. Group huddle anyways.
They need us, but we do need them. Gloomwing is far ahead of us. If we don't take this, I fear he may get to it first.
Fiend, you look like you have something on your mind.
You know me, I don't really like being controlled. If I had it my way, I would just bring this creature to its knees and use control creature on it.
Can't do that this time.
It's not gonna work, Fiend. We have to follow through with this. There's no other way. I think it is our best bet. This web of razors, I don't think we could make it through. Not even us.
Even if we did, it would be much longer. And by then, Gloomwing may already have what he needs.
And this also saves us expending ourselves trying to get through that. Even if we can, we'll be spent by the time we reach the other side. And then we'll have Gloomwing to deal with.
And he will not go lightly on us.
No, he won't. He almost let us beat him once. He's not going to let that happen again.
You're awful quiet, Ramira. Do you have thoughts?
She doesn't say anything. She just kind of quietly stews next to you all.
Vera's like, okay, God.
Kevin. It's very obvious that Ramira is not excited about helping, but she knows that there's not much else they can do, and is having crisp flashbacks to the mind flayers that literally destroyed her mental capacity in the beginning of this campaign, and now she has to help these bitches. So
it's fine. They're like, what, 11th, 12th generation mind flayer? It's fine.
Yeah, well, she's still unhappy about it.
Fine, she can be unhappy about it.
Okay.
The way I see it, it's a matter of convenience. Yes, he speaks to us as, you need me, but ultimately, if we take the hard way, it'll be difficult. We'll face a lot more than we have to. I'm sure we'll make it, and his people die. But it would be faster.
What if we just hold his people hostage, right?
Oh God, that's holding a whole city hostage, though.
Right, but what if we're the Pride? And we just skip doing the side mission and then use our powers to elevate
Fiend.
us forward.
Fiend.
We don't have time for this.
I'm gripping Fiend on the shoulder. Fiend. Fiend.
Yes,
This
yes.
guy can literally read our thoughts, Fiend.
Right,
Fiend, I
right.
don't know. Fiend.
Not the echo.
Yeah, just like.
Oh my God. Look.
Fiend, literally, he can hear us.
We should become the pride.
Oh, we could.
It's like we're forgetting
Oh
something.
my god. I
Listen,
love it. I love it so much.
I don't want to help them, but I definitely don't want to kill everybody here. Our
I mean,
hands are
they're
tied.
mind flayers.
Fiend, please don't remind me. She's like trying to wipe the sweat
What are
off
you doing?
nonchalantly.
I'm burying you.
We're alive!
You're
We're alive!
You're waking the neighbors.
Gotta!
I think Strange is right. If we do this, we save some time, and if anything, hopefully Gloomwing runs into the web and maybe minimizes his team, and we get there before them.
Yeah.
Probably
Ultimately.
would be struggling.
It is
Yeah.
our best option.
Decision is ultimately all of yours. Because I'm following you all to the end.
All right, so we dismantle this pride. Come back and have him lead us directly to Gloomwood.
Yes.
Well, to the chamber with the god
Well-
weapon, but yes.
Yes, we're
God
going to get
weapon?
ahead.
Oh,
Yes.
My
to
concern
get
is that
ahead
they
of
can't
them.
tell us what the pride is. I don't like the idea of just a
I don't
blinding golden light.
understand.
Like that could be beholders for all we know.
Yes, how
mean,
do they not
Did
know?
you say beholders?
Yes.
Like out loud?
Oh.
Please, your enemy is just in the eye of the beholder.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, guys, so I have to
She-
leave now.
she
Misa
says,
has to
she
get out of here.
says beholder out loud because she does not quite realize what that means for
Mm-hmm.
you.
Misa
Christian is
doesn't
out.
know what that means.
Blanked out, gone.
Oh no.
Yep.
You leave the
Oh.
room?
No, as in they're
just
just
checked out.
Whoop,
Yeah.
checked out.
No, brain's gone. Brain goes blank. They're not gonna talk
Oh,
anymore.
no. Two traumatized people standing next to each other.
2 feet apart because they're in love.
No, I don't. What? That's crazy.
What?
No.
Look,
Straight.
they can't tell us
Oh.
that's straight. That's so good.
Oh.
Falling in love in the battlefield? No. That's for the
What?
army. Thank you.
So we're agreed that this is our best option then.
I'm just more concerned that they can't tell us what it is.
I know.
But
We've-
also, they don't
faced worse.
seem very equipped for battle. They're all very gelatinous.
Do I just keep thinking of a large sand-colored cat, very big, with large teeth. I keep
Like a
thinking-
lion.
Like a lion. I didn't know if those existed in this world. That's why I didn't call them a lion. But yes, big.
Yeah, I think you're describing a lion.
Fiend has seen a
I've
lion.
never
Those
heard
usually-
of that animal.
Those usually run in prides. Right.
There are other animals that
Like-
can run in prides in this
Like a
fictional
large
world,
group,
John.
like a large group of
Leonin?
lions or a pride.
Leonin's like a lion-like people.
Oh, there you go. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
think
was
about
there's
them.
the Leonins.
Like a leonin, you know,
Like a
except for they
leonin.
walk on all fours.
Except not civilized.
That sounds so bad, Ivy. Why are you doing this to me?
Like how a werewolf is a man wolf,
Yeah,
and like a leonin is like a lion
Lion.
man.
yeah.
Right.
So they
Fiend,
can't tell us
if a
what we're
lion
fighting.
bites a person, they don't become. That's not how Leonins work.
That's
not-
called lycanthropy.
So a
that's
lion
something
has to
else.
fuck a person?
No.
I give up.
I don't understand. How do you
Look,
get
That's
cat
not how
It's a woke
lycanthropy works. Anyways, okay.
I think we're getting way off
We're-
task. And as she kind of looks over and sees Strange out of it, she doesn't know why, but she's gonna just gently hook pinkies with them. I think the important part is that we get going because I don't want to be here any longer. As she looks over her shoulder to the weird creature that's literally giving them this ultimatum. But it seems like this is our quickest, most efficient option, and I think if we're going to avoid Fiend committing genocide, we should get going.
Whose side?
Yes, we should.
Definitely yours, buddy.
Right. I do like my side.
I know you do.
Well, your side is a good side to be on.
We
Has
just
your
high five.
Dad called back yet? Wait, I
Oh,
have the
okay,
ring
that's
actually,
good.
now that I think about it. So just kidding. I don't have to ask. the
Yeah, I
question.
can't wear it.
Yeah.
You're wearing the other ring on your other hand, though.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know, but I can't
True.
wear the ring that he called you on.
Saying he only has one finger, like ring on one
Oh,
finger.
that's. I mean, you could wear it on this one. I feel like that's very fiend appropriate.
They're not all the same size.
Well,
The one
The
side
fingers
right
don't
here.
come in my fingers don't come in unisex. They're all different sizes.
My fingers don't
Ah,
come in
then what is a
Yeah.
unit? Anyways, let's keep. Let's
Okay,
keep
sounds like
moving.
we are
All
So,
right, let's
anyways,
go.
the party's
Yeah.
decision is.
we are moving
Going
forward
to
of
fight
helping
the pride.
them.
God
Good
damn
job.
it,
All of us
Kevin.
sound very upset about it.
Yeah, I'm angry
pride.
about this.
So, all in favor then?
Happy Pride, everyone.
I'd say it could be a blast. I'm thinking carnival.
I'm
Woo.
thinking carnival. What?
Right then.
Really,
Sounds
Kevin?
like we've
You're
come
doing
to a
this
decision.
to us on the month of Pride?
It's not Pride Month yet. We have one day left. Thank you very much. Tomorrow matters to me. Thank you.
You know what?
God
That's
damn it. All right.
Pride Month in Vancouver starts next month, so
Pride Month
Valid.
starts in 2 days.
yeah. So I'm like just before. It's fine.
It's time just before.
God damn it. All right.
All right, we're
breaking,
going on
we're
this,
breaking the
like,
huddle.
We're doing
Where's our
Time.
PR person?
All right. Okay. All right. Breaking
Was
the
I the
group huddle
PR
now.
person?
Let's go.
And break.
And break.
So who's telling our
Okay.
lovely blob boy over there?
Why don't you?
Oh, Choi. I'll turn from the group huddle and be like, I suppose that will help you, as long as you hold up your end of the bargain that you take us to the God Killer.
So we have a deal.
Oh, hell
Your
no.
tentacles
I'm
go
not
all the
doing
way
that.
out towards your hand.
You're only making the deal with me, yes?
I would trust that you represent the collective.
I ain't making any more deals. I've done too many of those in my time.
We are legion, for we are many.
The tentacle-like hand, the spaghetti-like hand wraps around yours, and there's just this cold, gooey sort of feeling as it wraps around your hand, and do a bit of a shake. Then Tivix will show you the way.
I just realized that this is like when we had wolves, but we bred them down to Yorkies, and that's what Tivix is.
Oh no!
That's what we've got.
I was thinking more like the dachshund, but
Tivix will show you the
all
way.
the useless.
Thank you.
We'll
Right.
be waiting for you downstairs.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck, Frostbreakers.
I'll turn and walk out the room.
That's still freaking me out. Nope.
And you exit the way that you came, eventually going, yes, Tark.
Just as we're leaving, just as we're walking out, Tarek will just walk next to Ramira, kind of noticing her discomfort around all these things, doing the heckin' mind read. And he'll just kind of slip his hand into his pocket, and he pulls out a ring that he has, and will kind of just nudge Ramira and be like, "Take this, even if you don't wear it. It's better that you have it, just in case." And it's the ring of mind shielding that he has
Is
had
this-
since the beginning.
It is an attuned item because I
It
started.
isn't. It isn't an item. It is an item you have to attune to. Yes, but he.
I started with it.
It's
gave
more.
It to Tarek. Tarek
Yeah,
gave me
it's
this
more
gift.
of a token
Of gratitude.
yes.
Let me put it on my unisex finger. She kind of flips it and kind of gives him a nudge, like a shoulder shove kind of thing. It was that bad, huh? It was that noticeable.
At least to me, I don't. You know, I won't lie to you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone noticed.
I'll get over
But-
it. She slips it on. I'll get over it one day.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. I'll be. It'll. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you,
It'll be fine.
Tarek. Thank you, Tarek. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I
Now
just want
let's,
to leave now.
Let's go and fight this pride.
It's gonna be an army of like Amazonian Leonins, like the big, like
I know, right?
warrior style. We're like, shit.
They're all gonna be
Death-
glowing and awesome.
No, it's just
Death by
guys.
Snoo.
It's just an army of fireflies.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
appreciate that you're keeping up with my Futurama references. Thank you.
Oh my god. Okay, let's do this. I'm
So
sure it's
to
fine.
the
Yeah,
pride.
making those steps. Tivix.
Pride.
So
Tip
eventually
fix my
you make your
boy.
way down the stairs, back through the entrance of when you came through the open doorway, and Tivix is just kind of standing there, sort of out in that more spacious flattened rock area before the entrance to the building, and his goopy, sort of dark, swampy, blackened body just.
Oh, so it went well, I take it.
As well as can be expected. If you'll just lead us in the direction we need to go, that would be great.
And you see his face kind of like the descriptive features of a face suddenly judder and morph around. Like his face kind of has like a featureless blank slate almost, as the goo inside kind of like morphs and moves around like a signal of something's being reacted to. Then eyes pop back, mouth pops back.
To the birthplace we are going, then?
It would seem so.
I hate this is me, Saf. I hate everything about these jelly weird people. It's terrible in a good way. Kevin, you're doing a fantastic
In a
job.
good way, Kevin. You're fantastic.
Fucking
awesome.
stuck, and I
Korean
hate
people.
this shit.
No. You, Kevin, great. These people, yucky.
Yucky.
So Tivix, seemingly getting almost like a message sent to them about where you're going, says,
To the birthplace, then. Oh, okay. Okay.
and you see Tivix kind of having a bit of nervous energy about going there. Seemingly, now that you know, this is kind of going into the lion's den of sorts. Seems a bit nervous, but it's what they've been instructed to do. So they kind of muster up their energy and go,
Oh, okay. Yes.
You're doing a great job.
I haven't done it yet.
You're doing a great job so far. So you're going to do a great job leading us there too.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We have to go down the river route off to this side here.
and just slithers over. As you follow, you see one of the streams that are pouring out from the central tower, falling to the ground and start to slither like one way left, one way right. You go over to the one that's on the right, and you can see a kind of makeshift boats that's made from beetle hide that kind of make these sort of one-person canoes with various sort of poles made of like elongated sticks to kind of guide the way. And so Tivix gets on his first one, and there's a few sort of stationed on the side of the riverbed.
Okay. Hop on, and I'll show you the way.
I'm into the boat.
If you see any
Yep.
gleaming lights, don't look into them.
Blinking lights?
Don't look into the light. Got it.
You should
I've
be
heard
used to
that.
one,
I've heard that
Derek.
one before, actually. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you should be used to that. Don't
Hide
go towards the light. Yeah.
and run.
Yeah.
Hide and run. Okay, that's a new one. Good to know. Thanks, Tivix.
Okay.
Their elastic
Hiding.
gelatin hands wrap around the pole as they start to guide themselves along the riverbed on this sort of oval-like beetle hide. As he starts to take off down the river stream, do you all follow?
Sadly, yes.
Sure. Oh,
Ramira
We
has
pass.
not yet unlatched her finger from strangers, by the way.
aw, cute.
Oh. Is Pass Without a Trace still up? How long does that last? Because I feel like we might
I
need
feel like
it.
it's 10 minutes. Let's see. Oh, 1 hour. Never mind. It's an hour.
It's been gone for quite some time.
Yeah, it's an hour.
Okay,
I
cool.
will recap it if we need it though.
But going down the stream, would you all like to be going stealthily?
Yeah, I'll cast Pass Without a Trace again. I'll be like, oh, fuck.
Would you say that we're going merrily, merrily? Life
Down
is
the
Down the
stream.
stream.
One would say.
And one would say.
Good. I love
Jesus
that.
Christ.
Maybe not so merrily, maybe more in a frightened for my life kind of way. but,
Sulky,
yeah.
sulky down the stream.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Roll
Great.
stealth.
Love that. I have done Pass Without a Trace, so I'll get plus 10.
Nice.
Nice.
Ha!
A 22.
22.
A 25.
Damn it. 24.
4. Okay.
37.
Well,
18 plus 9 plus the
What
10.
What are we
Okay.
rolling for again? Just
Stealth
to make
here.
sure.
Stealth.
and you get a plus 10 because I used Pass Without a Trace.
Oh.
Math.
14.
You have a plus 10. You used the
Yeah.
plus 10. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I rolled a 2, and I roll at disadvantage because I have armor.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Paladins, baby.
paladins.
All right. So going through the riverbed, you're taking down a very specific set of streams. Some start to fork and part, and Tivix very much has a specific direction in mind. Every so often, you're going down the riverbed and you just hear the dripping of water. Every so often, you hear like a pebble or rock kind of fall down from the walls or behind various darkened places. You can just see various sort of shadows kind of moving out in the distance as like almost like skittish animals or insects kind of running out of the way as your presence comes more into view from them from the side. You start to kind of go on this path for quite some time, probably a good 45 minutes or so. Until eventually you see sort of on the rock bed off to the side, a bit of a clearing. That's just these narrow sort of streams with jagged rock walls and stalactites above, and some various openings from either side as you're gliding through various pathways, but then eventually come up to where there seems to be this kind of cave opening and a rock landing next to the riverbed. And Tivix stops with his stick. Your body kind of just slinkies over onto the floor side.
All right. Are you ready, friends?
Sure.
Never be.
Step out of the boat.
Tivix, if it's okay,
You want to stay here?
yes,
Okay.
if that's okay, I will maul the beetle hides and make sure they don't float away.
Is it
Stay
just
hidden.
is it just straight ahead?
They come from there.
Okay. Stay here. Watch the boats. If there's a quick escape that we need to do, then we'll come running, okay?
I very much hope you will succeed.
We're not one that fails often. So we'll do our best.
Good luck, friends.
And their elongated orange smile just
I low-key love and hate this boy. Like
Mood.
I love
Mood.
and hate him. Like I just okay. Are the rest of you ready?
Let's start moving forward.
As ready as I'll ever be.
That's what I said.
Into the darkness.
you walk forward onto the flat sort of riverbed side in the cave walls. Dark cave opening stands before you. You start to make your way through. curves and winds a little bit as you descend deeper and deeper. Some of the tunnels kind of getting very, very claustrophobic and widen a little bit until you're taken to a dark opening. And as you go through that pathway, I'll have you go to your roll 20 screen, please.
Ooh, roll 20. Oh, boy.
Combat.
It's been a while since we used roll 20. Come here. Open. Don't let me sign in. Stop it. Stop. There we go. Oh. Ah.
You should see it. It's just kind of above where the last map was.
I see it.
Everyone there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we out here.
Okay.
We ouch.
So as you step through the elongated tunnel into this open area, you see a few remnants of some sort of shrine. You see a few pillars surrounding a deep, impactful impression into the ground. Like something has been slamming into this area over time. And you see various, some of the pillars have fallen over and cracked, looking very, very weathered. Some appear to have like old benches and old sort of like kneeling benches of a place of worship, but it looks like they're just decayed and rotten and old. You see what seems to be a very old statue. Again, details brazened over time. And it's hard to see what it is at first. Its head is ripped off. The body is a very poised, trying to describe this. You can see the remnants of what looks like almost like a Greek gown surrounding the midriff and that drapes down to the bottom, with a sword kind of being held downward in diagonal fashion, and the other one with a hand holding what appears to be scales. As you enter into this room and you wait, you start to feel a vibration in the air.
Oh.
As you enter into this shrine, you look down that deep depression and you feel this vibration start to emanate from it. Tiny little dot of light starts to emerge, centered at the bottom point of the impression in the ground. Spark jitters for a moment. A rift starts to expand from the ground as this tiny dot of light starts to become an orb, rising from the ground in a dome-like structure. It starts to rise higher and higher. Looking above, you probably get like 50 feet from the rock ceiling above. Doesn't go all the way up, but it sort of stands itself maybe 6 feet above the ground. Shocking, thunderous sounds, a crackling of energy gets louder as the ball starts to little bits of rock and some of the pillars that have just been barely standing start to vibrate and fall over.
Should we be taking cover?
I was just gonna say, like, Ramiro would have grabbed a pillar at this point to be like, they said to hide from the light, so I'm gonna do that.
Move your
Yeah.
characters where you'd like them to be situated.
Yeah, I'm moving behind this pillar right
Does
here.
this okay? Question: does this look like a spell that is cast, or does this look like an object itself?
This looks like a rift of some means of travel is about to be opened.
Okay, all right, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you. I'm gonna. I don't know if I can. Oh, there we go. For some reason.
Take cover.
Boop, there we go.
Ha.
All right.
Cool.
Everyone. Yeah, I was just gonna do that.
Double fiends. With
I was like gonna label him with like a 2 or something.
fiends for
The
my-
purple
Little
dot
B
is
for
Fiend
beta.
Yeah.
So, this orb of light starts to grow and crackle and become unstable. The rest of you looking at each other, remembering those words, don't look at the light. Shit! And you start to dart. I need you all to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh. Dexterity.
I hope my
But
dex
I
is...
hid like a smart tactile woman.
Add a plus to that because we're next to you.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, true,
Right.
true.
Oh, only fucking Beta Fiend gets
Ah!
Not like this.
Damn
come
it!
on.
What's the plus? From you,
It's
Jay?
only if you are in a certain radius of Search Range,
Which you can see now.
and we are not.
Damn it.
So mine.
It's a
Imagine-
plus 5, right, Jade?
No, I just double checked now. It's +4 still.
Okay, plus 4.
Ah.
I like the idea
Yeah.
that Beta Fiend is like, ah ha ha.
What if
I
what if
picked the
just
right
like
spot.
what if just like real fiend moves beta fiend just throws it?
Yeah.
You would
Sacrifice yourself for me! It's what I would have done.
To be fair.
To be fair,
Come on.
All right, what do we
I
get?
miss you guys so much.
17.
17.
Also 17.
17.
A 24.
24.
I know. Who am I?
Beta Fiend got a 25 and Real Fiend got a 20.
Fucking
Eh?
damn it. John, give me whatever you got. How? Every time?
And
Could be
Search
a-
Range.
22.
As the light starts to flicker, the rest of you go, shit! And then this thing goes, a blinding flash of light takes over the entire darkened space. Those of you, some of you, were able to jump behind pillars and blockades
Oh,
to block you from the light. But Farrell and Tarek, you weren't able to dart in time, as you are now currently blinded. As the light flashes in your eyes, and it's just this intense, stinging pain, like just this grinding headache that just digs into your temples as you fall behind pillars and discarded furniture. But it just got you in the last second, and the whole room is blurry, and it's hard to see anything. The rest of
Farrell,
you walk behind
I
the
looked
light
into
as
the light.
this intense light is
Don't
shining
do that.
all around you. The pillars making sharp shadows, hiding you from the painful light that is now emerged. But the rest of you are holding back your gaze. You see the light start to form shadows of people. Like a set of people standing in front of a spotlight. You see their shadows emanate out of the white light.
Shadows, you say?
And then the light starts to dim and become focused. As the ball starts to shape in that depression where that ground was struck, you just see a golden sphere of light. Now just emanating there where that depression was. And for any of you who aren't blinded and are able to just peek around the corner, the light kind of hums there for a minute. Then from the inside, this shining mirror-like texture just takes over the ball of light until it's consumed like a marble mirror. It starts to invert, it starts to become smaller, and seemingly stepping out of the sphere are 5 glowing humanoid entities standing there. And as the light starts to subside, five what appear to be celestial looking beings suddenly appear.
Oh.
And as their
Always
forms,
wanted to kill gods, right?
as their forms take shape, you see that 4 of the smaller but still very capable looking angelic humanoids land in this depression. Big deep breath in. 4 devas stand before you with silvery white skin, golden bands around their forearms, golden long swooping hair, a gold sort of draped material above their waist that droops down past some pairs of sandals, and a very huge mace that each of them are holding at their sides, golden and bright and light. You see the silhouette of ivory wings that are just sitting there atop of their backs.
Oh.
But the bigger one in the middle, a very large celestial, as the 4 of them have kind of landed, this bigger hulking humanoid looking figure is down on one knee and looks up. Their skin is more of a tanner complexion, and they're wearing this white sort of shirt that almost like transcends into a gown of sorts. The shirt has a long, deep V-neck here and is fairly tight on their very imposing form. Huge, like kind of looks like Thor a bit, like rippling muscles, huge pectorals, like big muscly dude. The sort of material kind of folds in like this, pretty tight around their body. They have a golden shoulder armament here, past their massive bicep, down past their forearms. These golden metal material sort of becomes angular like this and kind of comes down past their hand. A sort of light blue sash around their waist as the white material kind of glides down and drapes as like a skirt sort of fashion down past their knees, as they're wearing these sort of golden boots, like wicker sort of boots, and holding a very massive sword with a very long blade, with this golden metal adornment that kind of flings and angles out with like 2 wings around this center gem on it, with a gold handle and another blue gem at the end of the handle. Long flowing brown hair that kind of swings off to the side, has a necklace, a pendant in the middle that is a golden representation of the scales that this statue is holding. And as this entity raises its head, gleaming white eyes meet yours. And as this entity takes a deep breath in, it's there, we're gonna have a break. So,
Who did they serve? I need to know.
that's right, everyone. We're going to take a quick short break right there for around 10 minutes or so we can refill the drinks, grab some new snacks, and we will continue our little adventure here when we come back. So see you in a little bit. Don't go anywhere. And we are back. Thank you so much for letting us take a little quick break there to refill the drinks and get the snacks and all that good stuff. But we got an interesting situation on our hands, everybody, as the Frostbreakers have seemingly found themselves standing face to face with a group of Celestials. As you entered into this cave-like room that seemingly appears to be a monument to someone or something long since passed, as Tivix takes a bit of a break outside on the riverside rocky floor bed, you enter into this this devotion to a higher being, as this blinding white light just shone out of nowhere, blinding Tarek and Farrell as the rest of you took cover and shielded them from your eyes. And as the white light sort of shrunk down and had became a sphere grinding into the floor, had this mirror-like visage to it, becoming smaller once more, and you see 5 humanoid shapes standing before you, gleaming golden light. And as that light faded, you notice before you standing are 4 devas and a hulking, tan-skinned, long, brown-haired celestial individual, each of them with an impressive angelic wingspan behind them. And as the more hulking and impressionable celestial raised its head up, white eyes met yours. What would you all like to do?
Which person specifically are they looking at? I say this only because Farrell and Tarek are blind, and so they may not.
Yeah, so you and Tarek just see this sort of blurry white light that kind of turns into like a humanoid shape, and then when the light disappears, you're just seeing like a silhouette of something. But you can kind of make like a human being with like something that looks like wings, but you don't see details, and it's a bit blurry. But the more hulking figure just looking forward, not looking at anyone in particular, as they get off their sort of one knee to the ground and start to stand tall above the other devas. What would you all like to do?
I reach out for Tarek because I was like, he's like, I looked into the light and I'm like, oh, sorry.
That's my face.
Sorry. I just wanted to see where you were. Okay.
Are you saying that out loud?
Very, 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 very quietly.
My voice is muffled by
I also have
Farrell's
stealth.
hand on my face.
I also have stealth. Like,
I'm
pass
aware.
that trace. Okay.
Yeah, I'm aware.
We love you, Kevin. He's gonna roll with advantage just because of our
Fuck
attitude.
you and your stealth.
So, the deity stands tall. The devas with massive golden maces at their side. This more impressive celestial with a shining sword on their side. I can smell it.
It's fiend.
One of them is nearby.
Oh no, are they racist?
And they look up towards the cave entrance that you came in. There.
Oh, hell no. They're
One
gonna go
of
for
them.
Tivix.
I know, they're gonna hunt Tivix.
No, not my boy.
What?
And you see
I need
5,
5 for Tivix.
and they're starting to walk.
All right, wait a second. Just stay where you are.
And you come out from. You got to put your mini to where you're coming out there, Fiend.
Sorry. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Also, which fiend?
Preemptively.
This is
Not beta prime.
Preemptively, Farrell is going to cast Flame Blade. Preemptively to have in her hands. She's not stepping out yet, but preemptively she has it out and ready. I just want that noted.
Okay. So, who might you be, lesser creature?
You just see lesser creature, hey?
Oh, we won't like that.
And who am I speaking with? The bitch lips of some god? What, do you waggle like a tongue?
So uncivilized. I do not very much like visiting this plane as often as I can, but you are not the one I seek, stranger. I will not do your ears the gift of saying my name out loud, so if you wouldn't mind, I don't know why you found yourself down in these ruins, but it cannot be for anything good. State your purpose. Why are you here?
We're here to kill the Pride? And with how you're speaking, I'm assuming that that title became fairly literal.
Those who know the true name of what we call ourselves is usually followed by their last gleaming breaths. I could finish that sentence for you if you like.
You could certainly try.
We are here at, yes, as you had so eloquently put it, on the behest of one who accepts us. Given to us by one who checks and balances everything here on this plane and many, many others. This person is the responsibility of you living the life that you have. So I would very much like to take on our objective here unencumbered, good sir.
Well, I mean, no. Blockade. Who is this person who allows me to live such a life?
Before we get there, I have a feeling you are here not by happenstance. As you so just eloquently put, you seem to be here to hunt us. Is this true?
When you need a deity killed, you call those that kill deities.
O mighty deity killer, why would you stand in the way of the good work of the people who just wants to clean up what was left behind?
Because you're in a dank, dark stink of a cave, deep underground, claiming to do God's work. And frankly, these people that you hunt haven't heard us yet. And the only thing I've seen of you is death and destruction so far.
We are doing the work of the Gleaming One. We are here to fix an imbalance that was put upon these lands long, long ago. The remnants of one such as this cannot be allowed to continue to spread its residue on this plane and amongst others. These creatures that you protect, these ones who have seemingly conscripted you into their service, they are tied to a being of most benevolent evil and destruction.
A Titan.
You are familiar.
Yes.
We are here to make sure that they never, ever come back. We are the ones who are sent to do her bidding. We are the ones who are the pride of the one who checks and balances all.
Ivy has a
Right here.
question. I have a question for the DM. As they're talking, since Farrell has done quite a bit of history work, and Ben pointed out to me that this sounds very much like some of this she's read about, can I do a history check to see if I know of any titles of particular people going by the Gleaming One or any of their things they're talking about?
Make a history check.
I will happily make a history check. Please be decent. Okay, that is 18. 16 plus 2.
18. As you're hearing these phrases and passages, these descriptions of someone who is in charge of balancing this realm, you have heard these phrases spoken before. And in your research in the tombs of the churches that were dedicated to the Titans, you read a particular passage about not only a celestial being named Quavel, but the one that took their place named Anahita.
Oh. Me and Ben were having a whole side conversation.
Knew
We're
it.
like,
I knew
"Wait."
it. I was like, balance. Wait a minute. Oh my god.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to very, very quietly. Is my vision back? Is it still blurry? Like, how's it faded off?
You're still blinded.
Okay.
Is there strange?
Damn it.
With the language that these, safe to say, Celestials are using, Sir Strange is already putting a hand on their blade because the way they describe the Achaidh, the way they speak and look down upon it, reminds Sir Strange awfully a lot of what happened in the Feywild. So Strange is struggling.
And as they continue their conversation with Mr. Fiend, staring Fiend into the ground. So am I to understand you are not going to let us pass?
That is correct. Because
You-
once a word is given,
You would lay down your lives for these shadows of greater beings.
no, I imagine I'll collect a few more scars. But laying my life down is probably above your capabilities.
And what if I were to offer you great power?
I have that.
Do you now?
Yes.
Then I, Prentium, leader of the Pride of the Sentinel Apricate, will test your might, good sir. And they take the longsword from the hilt, and the golden hilt starts to gleam as the silvery blade starts to etch up a gold color from the hilt towards the pointed part of it. If you are in the way.
I'm going to swallow your light and darkness.
May the checks and balances weigh in our favor.
Shit.
He throws his sword straight at you, Fiend, as it flies from his hand and glides over to you.
Evan, that was so cool.
Oh, that was sick. But also, I'm frightened.
Oh, God.
Roll initiative, motherfucker.
No! I'm so annoyed.
Love
that I
hearing
was
that word.
blinded and didn't do reading.
As the
Fuck.
great sword flies from Prentium's hands, gonna get a try to attack you before the initiative starts, Fiend.
Sounds good.
That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
All right. You take 47 points of damage.
Oh
Damn.
shit. That is a lot.
Half of it slashing, half of it radiant damage.
Oof.
Also, does Beta Fiend roll its own initiative? We're on the same
No, he
initiative.
goes on my turn.
Oh, okay.
So as the sword leaps from Prentium's hands, Fiend, it just gets you dead center as the elongated part just goes through it, and you were just not fast enough to touch it. As the radiant gleam from the blade sinks into your abdomen, it starts to give you like a numbing sensation as blood starts to stroke down from your navel, and Prentium reaches out the hand and grabs it back from your sternum.
That's a neat trick.
All right. I'm gonna roll the initiative of these
Oh fuck.
I-
She's bad.
Since I have some idea of what's happening, since I heard an unsheathing of a sword.
Mhm.
And, oh,
Mhm.
I want to very gently tap Tarek, like since I know where he is. Just very, 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 very quietly whisper to him, "Do you want to send a message to Fiend that this is a particular goddess's group? It's Anahita's group. They are here on behalf of her.
Fuck.
Fiend might want that knowledge."
Also, Anahita, don't forget
do
you
that
have
on my
Death Ward
turn.
on you. I put
Yeah,
Death
so-
Ward on you in the last
Yeah, and Tarek has Death Ward on him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, I do.
Thank you. Jade, or sorry, Sir Strange has it on you, and then
Question, Kevin.
Mhm.
Are we still blinded? Because
You are.
technically it lasts until we make a save, but that we can make a save every turn.
Yeah,
That was
on
a
your
while,
turn.
So. Oh, so we're blind. We've been blinded that whole time throughout all of that.
And
Yeah.
don't light, my friend.
that was why Pharaoh had kind of reached and was like, "If
Oof.
you can, send Fiend this message."
So on your turn, you'll get to make a save to
Cool.
get it off. The one same
Nice.
save that we had before.
Yeah, Pharaoh also
Alright.
informed Tarek that it is Anahita's people, and maybe
Nice.
let's bring in.
All right. What'd you get, Tarek?
18 plus 3, 21.
1, Sir Strange.
19.
15, Farrell.
16.
16, Fiend.
20.
Ramira.
Do I get Strange's bonus to this?
I believe it's saves, right? It's not
Saves.
initiatives. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Just
So
saves.
only
Yeah.
a 13.
13. Okay. All right. So we're going to start off. Just getting everyone's initiatives in order here.
I missed hearing this music.
I know, right?
Right.
It's Pavloved me into a good time, even though I am afeared.
Into a good
feared.
time.
I am afeared.
I am feared.
I am.
I am feared.
Good initiatives.
I just saw that you put that in the chat too. Feared.
Indeed.
It's a saphism. Feared.
Okay.
I'm not nervous, you're nervous.
I'm not nervous. You're nervous.
So the celestial being calling himself Pentium, also known as a Solar, is gonna go
Ooh.
first.
Ah, shit.
And he gonna make 2 greatsword attacks. And yeah, he's gonna make 2 greatsword attacks, and he's going to rush over to Fiend. Just takes his giant wingspan out and darts towards you.
There's shadows and blood pouring out from his wound. All right. Okay.
Ooh, first one is a 14 to hit.
Miss.
Or no, sorry. 24 to hit.
Hit.
Oh. Oh.
I was adding
Oh,
that
damn.
on. Second one is 28 to hit.
Hit.
It's 21 slashing plus. Another 47 points of damage. As he lunges towards you in his hulking large form, and the other Devas are just standing there with their maces and don't appear to be moving. And they lunge forward at you as the large, huge, angelic figure just launches at you and huge slash and a giant thrust forward. And as Prentium leans over to you, I hope they look favorably on you in the heavens, good sir. Are you knocked out?
No.
Okay.
Fiend's just sitting there for theatrical effect.
Okay. All right.
Also, he's probably going "Ah!" in his head.
And Fiend Beta is just looking onward. Like a bit shaken from that exchange. But after that, we have Tark.
Oh boy. Okay. So first thing I need to ask you, Kevin, the save, is that a free action to do? When does it happen? How is it an action to do?
Yeah, so at the start of your turn, you have to do an action to first save, so it's Constitution saving throw.
Okay, I'm not gonna make the save then. I'm going to instead use my action to message Fiend. Actually, you know what? No, I will try and make the save. I will try and make the save, because what I'm gonna do after that will make it obvious to Fiend anyway. So, fine. I'm going to try and make that save. That's not gonna make it. That's an 11 plus 3. Oh wait, no. Sorry. What type of save is it? Is it a dex save still?
Constitution.
Oh, that still doesn't make it. That's 15.
15.
Still blind as fuck. He'll just try and like blink the light out of his eyes, but it's still just completely blind. It's like, gotta stop this now. And he'll just kind of stumble out from his hiding place, still blind, so doesn't quite know where he's going. And he's just gonna try and end this fight before it really begins. And he's just going to step out, raise his arms up, Mjolnir in one hand, clearly visible. He's just gonna say, Pentium, there has been a misunderstanding. We were misinformed. I am a servant of Odin. I wield the mighty Mjolnir, as he deems me worthy. You are servants of the great Anahita, are you not?
And you just look at him as his
We are on the
very
same
big
side.
imposing frame currently has Fiend's shoulder in his hand and a giant sword through it. And you're
Oh,
saying,
I can't see him. I'm blind.
Oh, you're blind, right?
Yeah.
So you're just seeing
So I'm
like
just
shadowy
saying this
silhouette.
to the ether. But Mjolnir is clearly, he says that, and Mjolnir is clearly raised in one hand. So despite the fact that he is blind, he is doing his best to make himself seem non-threatening and showing what he is holding. Yeah. We
So
are on the same side. There has been a misunderstanding.
He's holding Fiend's shoulder with the sword through it. You share an audience with a different pantheon of gods, do you? Are you yourself a god?
Tarek, yes.
Will you join our side, good sir? Join us in the fight to eradicate this unstoppable evil that plagues this world and have us be rid of the one entity that nearly ended your people.
Is this what Anahita wishes? Were those orders directly from her?
Anahita wants to see this chapter ended. We are her fist. I do not wish to strike you and your friends down, but if you stay in the way of change, there is no other option. Step aside and let us do our good work.
I'm blind, so I can't move. At least not.
You can
in the
move.
direction that
You
I would
just
know.
make
Well,
attack
I can
rolls at
move. I
a
just couldn't-
disadvantage.
Okay. Tarek isn't quite sure what to do with that information because he is not standing in their way. He has shown that he is not fighting currently. He has Mjolnir raised in one hand. The other hand is raised in a kind of peaceful gesture, and he is just standing there. They can walk past him if need be, and he is not looking like he is going to stop them currently.
All right, so you stand
But
there.
it is up to everyone else to do with the information as he has given. Sorry, guys. He said his part.
Okay.
Yep. So that is it's my action bonus. Fiend, you want some health, buddy? How you looking? Still on my
Looking
bonus
bad. I'd
section.
love some.
Cool. You can get a 5d6 from me, bud. Cool. Let me roll that real quick for you. Let me get rolls up. That's a lot of.
What are you talking about?
D6s.
Fiend looks fine. He looks the best he's ever looked.
Fiend. Maybe second Fiend, but Fiend Prime is. All right, 5d6. Oh, that's pretty good. But that was a lot of 5s and 6s. That's 24. My friend, enjoy that.
24 points of healing.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
That's
Now I'm
5
just
of
at
my
their
people.
average damage.
Yep. And that's me. That is my action to fail where I failed my save to not be blinded. Did my movement and bonus action to heal Fiend. So that is me. That's all I can do.
Okay. After that, become to fiend.
Right. Sword through his chest, like big ass fucking solar hand on his shoulder. Right then. Anahita, you say? Tarek, I know you can't see what's happening here, so just stay the fuck out of it. And he grabs the Solar's obviously too tight V-neck, his extra schmedium, if you will, and then uses his left hand and his bonus action and goes, by the end of this, you'll bow to the King of Fear. And his hound appears behind the Solar.
Okay.
Now then, eyes light up green. Make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Okay. Disadvantage dexterity saving throw. So I have advantage on saving throws against spells and other effects, so it's just a straight roll.
Correct.
And it is dexterity. That's a 21.
You meet. It's alright. Cause that's why I brought 2 fiends.
Okay.
After me goes the hound. And the hound is not happy. The hound is going to have a 22 versus AC.
Just hits it.
That is going to be 11, 15 magic piercing damage, because he's a shadow hound.
Okay.
And the Solar's gonna have to make a fucking strength check. Not that it's gonna really matter.
This isn't a magical effect, right? So it's just normal strength.
No, this is it ripping him to the ground. This is just a physical.
That's a 25.
Yeah, he passes. All right, so he just took the that was what, 11 plus 4 is 15. 15.
So is that your disintegrate? Was the first?
Correct.
Save? Okay.
The disintegrate was the first save, and he took 18 piercing damage on the hound. After my turn, second fiend kind of pokes his head out, and then goes, "No, what we said was bow." And he brings out his hound.
Mm-hmm.
And then his eyes glow green.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make a raw check for dexterity again.
Right. One roll. Six.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt.
I will wait to see what the damage is to describe this whole sequence of events.
Okay. And he is going to empower the spell. Ten, 11, so that is 12, 24, 30.
Oh yeah, don't forget you have a D4, by the way, of inspo.
Yep, 34, 45, 50. going to be 106 force damage. As the lime green omega beams fly from his eyes and dart around this dark cave, flying past Fiend Prime, which he has never experienced before, so it's a little jarring. And then just getting the Solar right in the side of the cheek.
All right, so as stabs you in the stomach, saying that to Tarek, it kind of gives you a minute to like heal and gather your strength. And you just grab the blade and start to take it out of your sternum, and you said, "No, bow to the King of Fear!" And your disintegrate eyes try to meet the Solars. This blinding radiant light comes from their eyes and meets in the middle, and is having a struggle for a minute as you're trying to disintegrate this powerful celestial being. The dog comes from behind, tries to bite him on the thigh, but he's just flexing it, and it doesn't seem to faze him at all as he's just concentrating on you. But that gives you enough of a distraction for Fiend Beta to sneak around the side in a flanking position and just shouts, "No! We said bow!" And he tries to turn, bam! Disintegrate spell. Ray hits him right in the side of the temple. Gah! Huge yell emanates from the cave walls as the rocks start to tumble from above, and the ground at impression like has a little bit of cracks coming out of it as disintegrate spell damages the tan skin and some of the long flowing brown hair off the side of the Solar. There's now this giant sort of like someone took a electric shaver and like cut off the side of his head as his locks fall down, and a giant charcoal blast scar is on his side and just screams out.
And then the second hound is going to take a chomp out of him. And that is a crit.
Okay.
And so that is going to be 10, 12, 24. 24 plus 3 is 27 magical piercing damage.
27, okay.
This
Alright.
fiend just kind of like looks up into his eyes, lets go of his shirt, and pushes off the blade.
And he's gonna make another strength save.
Oh yeah, he does have to make a strength save. He's gonna pass.
Wow. 13.
Oh, you just fucking passed. You met the actual DC. Holy crap. That must have been a shit roll.
It was. It was.
Holy crap. All right, but I'm out. I'm done. That's it for me.
Okay.
Don't be around next turn.
As this happens, the searing blast of disintegrate beams in the side of the Solar, holding on to his hilt of the sword as you're trying to pull the blade out of your sternum. The searing pain of the disintegrate spell trying to like cover the head and start to expand downwards, like trying to literally disintegrate the form of the celestial. Just taking it, holding the sword in hand, two hounds biting on the back of the calf, trying to rip off celestial flesh. But this hulking, radiant warrior stands its ground, and as he's holding his sentinel applicate, hear my words. Give me the strength to carry on. And a giant wave of radiancy flashes off of his body, creating another similar effect like the one that happened when you arrived. And searing, blinding, radiant fire flashes from his body as he does a searing burst as one of his legendary actions. I need everyone in a 10-foot radius.
Does that include if we have full cover from the pillar?
So let me just see here.
Because technically Strange and I have not.
You're just
peeked out
outside
yet.
of it.
Okay. Just making
So
sure.
this would get Tarek, but you're still hiding behind that pillar.
Tarek
Still blind.
did technically I did say he stepped out.
Okay. So then
So-
you and Fiend will have to make
I guess he would be
some
here.
You're still
dexterity
blind,
He's still in it.
saving throws, but you'll have to make it at disadvantage because you're still blinded.
I got a 20. 18 plus 2.
Can't get much lower than that. Apparently I can. Wow. All right. That's a total of dexterity. That's a 5. What was it? It was dex, right? Yeah, dex.
Yes.
You'll take
Total
22
5.
points of fire damage plus.
Resist fire
And the
damage.
direwolves
Tiefling.
both got 18s.
Ben, you're a tiefling. You resist fire damage.
Yep. So I take 11 fire.
And 16 radiant.
Oh, I take half of that as well. Yay. So that's 16, so that's 8. Nice. Also, everyone remember you have your plus 13 temp hit points.
That happens, the radiant fire bursts off of the body of the celestial, and those of you still hidden behind cover, it blocks most of it. Farrell, you're just able to just sidestep a giant wave of radiant fire from behind that pillar, but Fiend, you being staying just in front, take a pretty heavy hit from it. The hounds as well take hits as they fall off from the calf muscles with their jaws clenched tight. And Tarek, you able to kind of sort of get behind the pillar a little bit, don't take a very heavy brunt of the damage as your tiefling upbringing kind of saves you from the brunt of it. But yeah, that was...
Did I take half? What was the saving throw?
It was dexterity. None of you saved. That was full damage for you.
Okay, what was the save? I mean, what was the damage?
It was 16 radiant, and what was the fire?
22 fire, because I took 11. So you will take 11 as well, Fiend, because we are tieflings.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's 27 altogether.
You're not resistant to radiant, are you, Fiend?
No, I'm calculating my
Yeah.
wolf.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Wolfy boys.
The wolves.
Oh. Wolf.
All right, and that's all they wrote there. So at the end of your hound's turns, everything Fiend, will come to Sir Strange.
Silence is deafening.
Sir Strange is gonna yell out, "Need a hand, Fiend?"
I could use 2, if I'm being honest.
Your silence is showing! And I pull out my sword.
Hmm?
I will protect the innocents no matter what shape or form they take. And I will run.
Awesome.
I am going to roll to hit this mother.
All right, so you're moving
Genocide
your,
isn't okay.
are you moving your guy like here to get
Yeah.
within melee range? Yeah.
Yep.
BTR, where genocide isn't okay.
They're like, I'm evil, but this is crazy.
Farrell's never committed genocide. Look. Yet.
What the fuck do you mean?
Ivy, what the fuck?
We'll see how those bards are when they get to Asgard.
I swear to God,
Oh,
Kevin.
no.
The Asgardian people. must
I have
perish.
resurrection now. Let's go.
For my does a 29 hit?
Yeah, it certainly does.
And it's been a while since I've done math. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. No worries.
So then I'm gonna calculate.
Evan, this is very good. I am nervous. My heart is beating.
Oh, same.
Great job.
Technically, Sir Strange is
very
following
exciting.
their promise.
You're right. They are following their promise.
We're gonna
Yup,
be good
yup, yup, yup,
people. Yep,
For
yep, yep,
now.
Mm,
Like, I draw the line at genocide.
that's a pretty low bar, you know. Baby steps, I guess.
Listen,
That's the
Ramirez
line we draw
scraping-
that.
Ramirez is scraping for any kind of morality she can get out of this group, okay? She'll take it.
We draw the line at genocide. Everything else.
It's sad that she knows that Fiend isn't doing this because of the genocide. He's doing this because he has to get to the god weapon. She's like, it's fine.
So,
we're gonna take this
My
as a win.
first hit,
It's true.
just by itself, is going to do 12 points of damage.
12 points, okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and put because just by hitting my improved divine smite connects.
Mm-hmm.
So let's roll. And I'm going to pump it up. Pump
Pump
it
it
up.
up. Don't you know, pump it.
Rip that
and-
extra schmedium off his chest.
I'm going to cast at 4th level
Okay.
with my smites. How many math? How many smites is that? Because I can do a lot. So let me see. You can expend 1 spell slot to deal 2, so 5d8
Yeah.
on top of the extra one that I added, so it's 6 altogether. 7. Wait, don't. I'm already confused.
You don't count the thumbs. There's only fingies.
Unisex
Okay.
fingers.
I was just gonna say my unisex fingers.
My unisex fingers. Everything other than your thumbs, apparently.
Yes, which are not unisex fingers ever, apparently.
This is how I'm gonna start talking about my fingers ever. It's like, oh yes, put it on my unisex finger.
One size fits most. I'm too nervous. I can't be making jokes.
Okay. So that's going to be altogether 32 plus that.
So that's
And
32
that's-
points. Sorry, 32 points of radiant damage.
Yep. And the 12 on top of that, and that's just my first hit.
Okay.
Okay. 10. It's a 26 hit.
Sure does.
My improved defend smite. So it's 10. And because I connect again, does another divine smite go on with that, like improved divine, or is that just for the first hit?
So
It's
the-
been a while.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
The improved divine smite is just one hit, and you get
Yeah,
that
it
with
says
that
whenever
one
I hit with a melee weapon attack, so I swing twice.
Yeah. So if it
So you
says
can do it
whenever
a
you,
second time.
yeah,
Yeah.
it says whenever you hit, then you
I know radiant damage isn't gonna do much, but it's the only thing I have. I'm Strange is pissed off.
It all helps, man. It all helps.
And that's gonna be a 4 with a radiant damage with the improved divine smite.
Okay, so another 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
See. Hold on. I think I have. Hold on. Hold on. I got something here. Now because I already used 2 actions. Yeah, no. I'm good.
Okay. Good fucking set of turns as the disintegrate beam starts to like pour into the skin of the Celestial, starts to cover their head and down past their face. Holding the sword in Fiend's sternum, suddenly radiant solar fire and energy burst from their person. Some of you people dive out of the way, move, and Fiend, you're able to get most of that sword out of your sternum now, pushing away as Sir Strange rises and says that brave incantation of "Whoa!" and runs over.
You're a bitch!
Yeah. And as one hand is like kind of out now, trying to block the disintegrate spell from other Fiend with their celestial hand, like moving it forward, you see that the celestial now is open. You just take out your sword. Huge leaping charge as you stand up from your debris and with your shining, gleaming rosewood armor, come down with a huge crack, boom, huge, radiant, thunderous strike as most of it seems to be absorbed into the silvery, glittery skin of the celestial. Once you make impact, their tan skin kind of changes color to the silvery coloration right where you hit it and absorbs back into their regular skin color. You hear a crack as your top blade goes into their clavicle. Just punching in the face with your metal gauntlet, slicing huge swipes with your gleaming radiant sword. And this guy is looking pretty fucked up at this point. Okay, that'll be the end of your turn. And up next, we got one of the Devas.
I get bitch slapped.
As one of them rushes over right behind the battle-hardened Prentirum. My liege! Rushes over with the wings, gleaming radiant hands, and starts to heal the Solar.
Yep.
He's going to heal him for... $19 points of healing there. It's going to use its action to do that. Yeah, so as you see this Deva rush to its leader's aid, clasps on this radiant light onto its back, onto its wings, the huge gapes and the clavicle being broken, the scarring, the charcoal burns, the disintegrate beam, you start to see them start to heal instantly. The bone starts to snap back into place from being broken above the skin. And the slashings from your hits, Sir Strange, start to shrink. And then well, I guess you didn't make any weapon attacks on it, but the bites from the Shadow Hounds from you, Fiend, start to heal, and the little teeth marks start to close up. As the deity, the Solar, looked like they were just about to be broken down, just opens their eyes, that radiant light starts to singe off the corner of their eyes, and they're getting pumped up for the next wave.
Who's getting pumped up?
Pump it up.
The Solar?
Pump it up. The Solar is.
I'm going to say that, noticing this and realizing that he's getting help from a Deva, I just stare him down. Let's go, feather boy.
Damn.
And with that, Ramira, it is your go.
Oh, hey.
Help!
It's me. It's my turn. Yeah, so I'm going to cast LO. JK. You see her pull she's leaning against the pillar. She goes, for fuck's sake, and pulls out the mace from her mom and then activates it, and it starts to shimmer with radiant light. And she goes, you know, Mom, I didn't think I'd have to use it like this, but I'm going to. And as she does that, she slams the base of it into the ground and casts heal at 6th level to Fiend. Right? Because you have 30 points right now? If I have math incorrect.
20. I have 20 points right now.
You have 20 points. JK at 7th level, she casts heal, and you get 80 points automatically.
Nice.
Nice, nice.
And howdy doody, that's it for me. I'll stay behind my pillar, thank you.
Nice pillar.
Now this Solar can
Free real
just face
estate,
fuck
Saf.
me a little bit more.
That fits your free real estate. That pillar.
It is my free real estate. Thank you for noticing.
It's great.
And that's it for me. Next!
You know, HOA is really sucky in this temple, though.
You know what? It's gonna develop in a couple years. I think it's gonna be all the rage, and then everyone's gonna want to be
Of
here.
course. Of
Yeah.
course.
So you say those words, Ramira, as you sort of whisper that into the mace, and you snap its effect into place as it starts to gleam and shine in that silver moonlight coloration. Huge radius wave comes out from your strike, and Fiend, as you're got the blade out from your sternum, that gaping hole is just hanging there, blood starting to come out through your clothes. You just see it. start to
Dancing in the
heal itself
Moonlight
up.
plays ambiently in the background.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Dancing in the moonlight.
And
That's
you
it.
now have got a second chance to hold your ground, Fiend, and continue the fight.
One more once.
But now we come to the end of the combat round with the other three Devas.
Fucking
you
bitch.
Did you skip me?
Sorry.
Oh,
Get in there,
Wow.
Feral.
Hello.
Get in there, Feral.
Moonbeam.
Wait,
Like a
what?
celestial minivan.
What did you roll,
Damage.
Farrell?
I rolled an 18.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you
no,
were way higher in the order.
you were. Why were you not there?
Wait, whoa.
Oh, wait. Radiant,
Call an ambulance, but it's for me.
but it's for me. Radiant damage, I don't think will do shit to these guys, though, because they are divine creatures.
Yeah.
You were supposed to go after Sir Strange. That's my bad.
No worries.
Here, you can just pace back for the Deva just tripping and like falling on their face.
But yeah, I'll have you go after Ramiro.
Okay, so you want me to go now?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. So I had already cast Flame Blade, so that's already out because I went behind this pillar and cast that while we were still standing here. It's gracious. Okay. God damn it. Alright, I'm gonna step out right here in front of Tarek. Flame Blade in hand. And I'm still blinded, by the way, because I've not yet
So
gotten
you can
rid of-
use an action to roll the con save.
I will. I'm gonna use an action to do that. What is my con?
And sorry, Tarek, your con save, you said you rolled a 20 before? You just blind
Originally, yes.
Yeah,
when
so
I,
I so
on
that
my,
was
on
my,
my deck save, sorry.
right. So right, your con save on your turn, you rolled a 20, right? Or did you
On my turn, I rolled a 5, my con save.
Yeah.
Right, okay, never mind.
My original save was a 20, I believe. My
Right.
original deck save when it
Your
was
Gotcha,
original
originally.
dex
okay.
save was a 20.
What was yours,
Uh,
Ivy?
I just rolled a 17.
For con?
Yeah.
You shake it off as your eyes start to focus, and you can see in front of you this hulking, gleaming celestial with a massive sword covered in fiend's blood and a Deva behind it healing it currently.
Oh, she's standing there, flame blade in hand. Oh, hello. This is interesting. Devils against angels, kind of ironic. And she'll kind of raise the blade. So let me get this straight. You will fight us, a group that is trying to protect another innocent group. But I'm going to guess that you've let another feathered creature through.
As you're saying this, you're just hearing like it's enraged in battle.
fine. Did you?
But you shout out and say you let a feathered creature pass.
Yes. She's basically trying to insinuate that they've let a greater evil pass through this way.
Shouting that in the moment, it's kind of enraged in battle.
Cool.
It's not really able to answer back at you.
Cool.
But you say that, and the deity just and just looks over at you as you're shouting.
Did you let Gloomwing pass?
I don't have to answer to you, lesser being.
Ugh. Dick. I'm gonna take a swipe at him. I've got Flame Blade up, so I've used my
Okay.
action, but this is a bonus action. So I'm gonna do a swipe. If I hit 21.
On the solar, that'll just hit.
Nice. Okay. That's going to just be 3d6 of fire damage. 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus 6. So 12 fire damage. This is just a 3rd level.
Fire damage, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Anything else?
I think that is my entire thing.
Okay.
And then
So he says to you, I don't have to answer you, lesser being. And you're like, well, fine then. You take a big splash at its rib cage with the flame blade. As part of the material falls to the
and then
ground.
just from what I've read, your deity would be ashamed and then step back behind my pillar and use the rest of my movement to step back. Because I don't want to be caught in its searing burst again. Cool. Okay,
All
I'll
right.
end my turn there.
We come back now to the Devas. And yeah, they are just gonna go for it. So as the one Deva starting to heal, the Solar just shouts out to you in a deep booming voice. Pride of the Sentinel Apricate! Defend! And they just were standing there almost just waiting for an order, and they just burst forward, Goku style. And this is going to be it. That one's gonna burst forward and engage Sir Strange. This one's gonna fly and attack you, Farrell, after seeing the flame blade strike.
It literally looked like a devil with a flaming sword. So, like, that's fair.
And this one is going to fly over top of Sir Strange the Deva and attack Fiend Beta.
No! No means no!
My son!
What was that?
Father, help!
Oh no! Okay, so
That's
first
my
attack is
boy.
going to be on
Oh,
you,
my
Sir Strange. This is going to be 2 mace attacks.
These bitches got too far of a fly speed.
First one is a 24 to hit,
It hits.
and second one is a 25 to hit.
It hits.
So this will be 7 points of bludgeoning plus 12 radiant, so 19 altogether.
That's fine.
Okay. Second one is attacking Feral. Same thing, 2 mace attacks. Natural 1
Man, that sucks for them.
and a 14.
14?
No, 16, sorry.
Oh, that'll hit.
Yeah, 16. Okay. Same thing here. That is 6 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
Plus plus 15 radiant. And then Fiend Beta.
Oh, our
We don't
boy.
need to do this. We don't need to do this.
We don't need to do this.
10, which is a miss. Oh no, wait.
We have like a very dramatic, like you holding Beta Fiend in your arms die scene when they do.
I do.
Look
I
what
do
they
actually.
did to
No,
my
wait. So
boy.
wait. So holding on. So first one, 15.
Miss.
15 misses. Okay.
Oh, it doesn't. He doesn't have armor. Shield. Now it misses.
Second one, 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So that's going to be 9 points of bludgeoning plus 18 points of radiant damage.
Ah,
Good reactions. Oh! So the divas just woof, lunge forward, taking out their shining golden maces. Putting the three of you are just engaging the devas, as some of you taking more brutaler hits than the other. So Strange able to kind of deflect over from fighting the solar and get their large radius sword of Stay with you, Farrell. The Deva just rockets towards you, just kind of Goldberg spear tackles you to the ground. Swinging down hard. Same thing with Fiend Beta, as Fiend Beta was just like hiding behind that piece of wreckage still, being like, I thought I could handle that better. Oh, that's not what I would have done, but just like running towards him, and takes the shield up. Arcane mirror-like force smashes as the mace just explodes it off of Fiend Beta's body, and then goes over without a swing, holding up the hand, hitting the forearm. Fuck! Ow! But that is the first round of combat. Coming to the second round of combat with the Solar. And who currently is still engaged with Fiend, I take it?
sure.
Sure.
Why not?
Seems like it.
Oh no. Now he's dead.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Johnny Bravo, don't put that evil on me.
Call that! No, do it again. See what happens.
Jade, answer your messages, so help me God.
I have enough hit points to kill 3 of these divas with a smile on my face.
Not helpful as the cleric.
What are you doing there, Kevin?
I'm gonna tear off their wings.
I am calculating something interesting.
Everyone, take your rulers and blind him.
For the chat, I didn't give Beta Fiend armor because I don't have extra armor. I just had extra clothes.
Hey, Kevin.
I don't like that the map is now tinted blue. I don't like that.
Hey, my man.
That's a big old radius. Right
Whoa,
there. That's a big old radius.
They have a counter spell?
Let's all be friends here, huh?
I'm just
Everybody
checking
put
something
your
out. I'm not doing anything just yet.
Are you? Uh-huh.
No, we're
Just
Everybody,
jostle,
like,
bro.
shot
Just
their
jostle.
weapons. Everybody, hey, be cool. Everybody put down your weapons. Put your weapons down.
I just like the idea that these idiots let Gloomwing pass, but they want to fight us. Like,
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
We've
they let
killed
that-
those
the
before.
goodest boy.
That
You
bitch
nailed
ass
it when you
hoe.
said idiots.
I just like that they were like, he's like, I don't have to answer to you. I probably, like, did you let a greater evil pass through? Did you let Glooming pass? I don't have to answer to you.
I
Like,
know. What the fuck?
excuse me, sir. We are
Listen, you
trying to
punk
save the
ass,
world.
bitch ass,
You know, these guys are
motherfucking
gonna have
ass.
these guys are gonna have anyone to fight once Glooming defeats the world, like kills everything if they kill us here. So like, this will be their own fault.
I sense a great moral alignment shift in Ramira. Coming soon to a theater near you.
Guys, here.
Don't lie. Coming soon to select theaters near you.
That's true.
Don't do
Shit's
me
one of
dirty
those-
like
This
that.
shit's one of those rare Dragon Ball Z movies where, like, maybe it's in your hometown.
This is like it's gonna be cool in a couple years from now when it finally hits mainstream. They're all late and like, I wish I could have seen that in theaters. You didn't, you bitch.
All right, so as this happens, the sword is now out of Fiend's sternum. You get healed a little bit from Ramira's mace spell. The Deva, giving more power back to Prentium, looks to you, radiant flames wisping in the corner of their eyes. God Killer, is that what you called yourself?
Yes. Do your worst, bitch.
Stop saying that! I'm the one who has to heal you!
I know, you're a battery.
Slink back into the shadows from whence you came. Wings furl up. Two huge hits with the great sword coming at you. Natural 20.
Well, fuck.
And this is where John dies.
Hey, you know
That
what?
was your fucking
I have-
bad
The other
idea.
one would have missed.
Hey, you guys know what's really good is that I have true resurrection now, so like it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking let Farrell be your battery, god
I got
damn
you,
it.
John. I'll just bring Fiend back and be like, "That's
Do
cute."
we have what we need for that spell?
I'm just going
I
to double the
have
damage
what
here
you
because
need.
rolling this many dice will take a while.
Jesus Christ.
Just go ahead and guess.
See, it's, you
Required.
can creature
If you had to
as-
put a number on it, Kevin,
if you had to put a number on
Is
it.
that something you do with friends?
how would we go about buying tickets for that?
I'm very interested,
God.
friends.
It
That
was a
was
good
such a
run,
weird
Fiend.
I will bring you back.
We'll
so
have Beta
fast,
Fiend
watch me.
take up. You can just play Beta Fiend for really real. We just have to keep him alive for the rest of the
I swear to
tournament.
God, if I get to turn this thing,
I'm
turn him
going-
off
if
like
you-
a light switch,
If you
Charlie Puth
die,
style.
I'm just gonna bring you back by
Good call.
true resurrection, and all of your like wounds and everything heal. So it'll just be, oh, that's cute. Bring back Fiend.
Again. Again, true resurrection again.
Again, I know.
Stop rolling.
It's like as long as you're not dead longer than 200 years, I can bring you back.
While he rolls this, hey guys, you ever hear of C4 Labs?
Hey, we love C4 Labs as
The
well.
best
as Beacon.
PPK party killer money can buy.
Oh,
C4
God.
Labs. Wonderful
Okay.
dice trays.
So, I rolled the bludgeoning damage and I have rolled the radiant damage.
Yeah.
This was just in the first hit. We might not even need to make a second one.
God.
Oh,
So the first hit for the bludgeoning alone was 25.
Okay.
Times
Okay.
2, 50 points of bludgeoning damage.
Bitch nuggets.
oh.
Radiant damage
Mother Hubbard.
was 22. Times 2, 44 points of damage. Making that a total of 94 points of damage.
Still up, bitch.
Oh, he's still up.
Bring
He's
it
still
on,
up.
ass cheeks. Got 6 health left.
He's still up. Oh,
He's gonna
Like to
hit
see
you
ya.
again.
Like to see it crit again. You fucking holy pigeon.
don't manifest it, John.
So as he's talking to you down God Killer to celestial deity, slink back to the shadows from whence you came. Raises it up and goes for a decapitating strike. And part of the blade you go for that swing and you see it coming towards you, and yeah, you go, shit! Ah! Fucking
like
Take
block
it
it
in
with
the
the bladed
ribcage.
staff too. Just got
blade
my
goes,
lung.
like, a third into your body. Like, doesn't go halfway, but a good third. Like a sharp axe hitting a trunk of a piece of wood. Just
What a-
this huge scream of pain comes from you as the radiant sting of the blade seeps into your shadowy formed body, and it's just fucking unrelenting pain, and your eyes just go blinding white and blur for a minute, taking this Mike Tyson fucking haymaker to the liver.
What a cunt.
This is like the equivalent, like the
And-
Super
All
Smash
right,
thing.
swing again.
The second one, I rolled a 4, but it has the plus of the attack mod.
Oh.
You want to do shield before I tell you what it is?
No. Actually, sure. Fucking shield. I don't fucking care. Fucking shield.
19 to hit.
I was gonna need to do it anyways. Fucking shield.
So you jump up to take that decapitating hit into the side. Ah! This is the day that your path ends, God Killer. Takes it out from your side and goes vroom, for a overhand strike, holding your side. Shield! Fall down to the ground. You're keeping your name, my friend.
Yeah. Don't tread on me.
That'll be the Solar's turn. After that, we come to Tarek.
I swear to God.
Tarek, help! He's got a legendary action.
I don't know what that means, V.
It's a woke thing.
Did you want to roll your con save?
Are we? It's like,
That's one.
Nice!
I'm free.
I can see. I can fight.
So with your
I can
indecision
see.
to
I
take on
can fight.
these
go.
celestial beings, you're not too sure what to do. You're still trying to wipe out just the dust and the blinding, stinging pain from your eyes, and you hear fiend out of everyone. Tarek, help! And this renewed sense of self comes through you, and your eyes start to focus. What would you like to do?
Get real tired of your celestial bullshit. I need how many of them would get caught in this race? I need the Solar, the two small boys, and sadly one of Fiend's doggos to make me intelligence saving throws, please.
The dog failed.
wait, who needs to make intelligence saving throws?
To the Devas and the Solar.
The Devas and the Solar and one of Fiend's doggos.
Okay, cool.
Is it the left doggo or the right doggo?
It's this one over here, the right one.
Yeah, he's dead. They're both the same health.
Alright. They will get advantage on these checks.
Oh, what? No,
Magic resistance.
not allowed. Stop it. No,
First one
Fucking
is
celestial pigeons.
stop that.
17 on one Deva.
Fail.
Less on the second one.
Both fail. Cool.
And the Solar. Natural 19. That's a 26.
That passes.
Hey, so two of the Devas
Not
fail.
happy
Solar
about it,
passes.
but it passes.
Okay. What
All
happens
right.
next?
Well, Tarek holds out his hand, and a blast of purple lightning kind of sparks out of his hand, and a radius of lightning kind of sparks out from his hand off of his fingers, and goes to each creature, kind of hits them in the face, as they will take psychic damage. That is 8d6.
Ooh.
So let's do that.
Of necrotic damage?
2d6. That's psychic damage. Let me roll that. That is 31 psychic damage. So half for the Solar.
Okay.
I did my best.
So that's 15. Okay. You said radiant lightning comes out of your hand?
It's psychic damage.
Psychic, so like dark.
That was
dark
just
purple.
that was just flavor.
All right. So as you kind of like make your stance, like fucking celestial bullshit, put up your hammer. This dark and purpled lightning starts to emanate into the hammer, kind of charging up your battery. You flow the energy through one hand, blast it at the brunt of the two devas, which they get pushed back a bit. The Solar uses its giant wingspan to block it a little bit, singes on its feathers, puts it back up. But he's still up.
As I told you, you are making a mistake. So, either you stand down now, or I'll send you back to the plane you came from.
All right.
And he will hold out a hand to Fiend and will heal him for 5d6 again. Fiend, that's 20
thanks,
HP.
buddy. Thanks, buddy.
It won't do jack shit, but it's something. Take it anyway. You're gonna take that healing and you're gonna like it.
Wow, Ben. Aggressive.
Oh yeah.
Damn it.
Wow. Damn.
Surprise
Tarek is
healing.
Jeez. John, I hate it here.
Put your eyebrows away.
I was like, don't you waggle your eyebrows at me.
All right. How much healing there, Tarek?
It was 20.
20.
20. Okay. So same thing. That psychic blast comes out, powered up from Tarek's hammer. Two of the devas get pushed back from engagement with your party. The Solar uses the wings to block some of the damage, but it's clearly singeing the wings, and he's barely heavily damaged, but being propped up by one deva. And you're just taking that same strategy and Fiend, keep going! Healing energy sifts up through your body, Fiend, as you're still going toe to toe with this fucking hand of a celestial upper planes god, as that huge gaping wound in your side starts to slowly stitch up from the radiant energy from Tarek as you're just still going blows to this thing. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'd like to speak in a language that this feathery bitch could understand.
What language would that be?
I'm gonna cast an 8th level spell,
Korean.
Oh.
and it's going to be a word in supernal.
It's going to be a word in Infernal?
In supernal,
Supernal.
the language of the gods.
Okay.
Power word stun.
Nice.
Okay. So what does he have to do?
Does he have 150 hit points or less?
Yes.
Then he's stunned.
No save.
Welcome to hell! It sucks here.
What phrase do you want to say to the Solar to make them stunned in their celestial language?
Kneel.
Oh.
Yo.
As all of this battle is taking place all around you, the Solar, having just a brief moment of taking its eye off the ball from that strike from Tarek, as it covers its face with the wings and puts it back up. Just this strange language comes out of Fiend's mouth, deep booming voice echoing throughout all of the rock walls that are shifting and pieces of debris falling. You say in its native tongue, godly tongue, kneel. And as the deity is stunned in place, the deva slowly getting back up from the blast that just got hit from Tarek's psychic damage. It's there, everyone, that we're going to end the stream.
Oh my
It's
god.
9.
Oof.
And we can't go on too late because people got stuff to do. But everyone out there in the Twitch land, thank you so much for hanging out with us again on a Monday night. Love you all very, very much. Tune in next Monday to see the conclusion of this celestial battle deep within the barren halls of Nobler. I'm excited to see where this goes. Thank you for joining us, guys. Had a great time. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't be a dick. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.